Breaking hearts, showing scars, leave me ripped apart. Cold to touch, not too much, but it's never enough. I'm searching inside, but there is nowhere to hide. Breaking hearts, showing scars, leave me ripped apart. Cold to touch, not too much, but it's never enough. I'm searching inside, but there is nowhere to hide. Then words fell in love, and now I'm left with this wanting. It's haunting. Poison lips, sinking ships, leaving me in the ocean, and I drowned with the tide. Giving in like a death by 1,000 concessions. Your confession. You never loved me for who I am, just what you wanted from me. Talking like strangers, wrapped in a
Test.
ringer. It's going down. We'll end up back as sooner or later. What comes around goes around. Breaking hearts, showing scars, leave me ripped apart. Cold to touch, not too much, but it's never enough. I'm searching inside, but there is nowhere to hide. Shipping words, fell in love, and now I'm left with this wanting. It's haunting. Poison lips, sinking ships, leaving me in the ocean, and I drowned with the tide. Giving in like a death by 1,000 concessions. Your confession. You never loved me for who I am, just what you wanted from me. Talking like strangers, wrapped in a ringer. It's going down. We'll end up back as sooner or later. What comes around goes around. Breaking hearts, showing scars, leave me ripped apart. Cold to touch, not too much, but it's never enough. I'm searching.
Test.
But there is nowhere to hide. There's nowhere left to hide. There's nowhere left to hide. From head to my toes, I can feel it in my bones when I take it down.
fucking loser.
You live in your mom's basement.
You probably have a 2-inch cock.
You sound like a white guy.
Congratulations.
For what?
You said you got a girlfriend.
You're probably a virgin.
So that's a no for Netflix and chill?
Fuck you.
So I'm curious. Tell me about your show. What do you talk about?
I talk about how women ain't shit.
Oh.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to the 449th edition of TSR Live, your daily dose of red pill truth, wisdom, and awareness. It is Tuesday, May 14th, 2019. We are multi-streaming live to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. So however you're watching, wherever you're watching, thanks for making the Sharpe reality a part of your daily routine. I got a great show for you guys today. We are jam-packed. I'm going to tell you guys why girlfriends are better than wives. I'm also going to break down the myth of female strength. I'm going to compare that to male strength. And at 1:30 Eastern Time, I'll be joined by Ryan Stone of the Redman Group. Ryan Stone, good friend of mine, regular panelist on the Redman Group, which airs every Saturday morning at 11 Eastern. But I'm going to start with something I discussed a few months back, and it's what I like to call the fake ass pro-black. This is going to be a very, there are going to be some racial undertones in today's show. I didn't plan it this way. It just so happens the subject matter deals a lot with race. In other words, the fake ass pro-black, in other words, the dudes who say that they're pro-black and hotep this and nation building that and all that other bullshit, but they ain't really about that life. Now, those of you who have watched me over the years, you guys are well aware of the fact that I have a glaring weakness for trolls. I cannot stand guys who come onto my channel, come onto my Facebook, go onto my Twitter page and talk shit knowing full well that the worst thing that can happen to them is getting blocked, which isn't really a consequence at all. There's no price to be paid. Now, the internet, as we all know, has changed the world. But there are quite a few things that the internet has created that are detrimental. Not the least of which are what we like to call e-thugs, keyboard gangsters, internet alpha males. These are the guys, these are the males who hide behind the shroud of anonymity, which gives them carte blanche to talk to whoever they want in whatever way they want. Now, this angers me because I know that 147% of the people who troll me would never act this way towards me if they actually saw me in public. These men, these males, are cowards. Now, part of the weakness I have for trolls is because I have a documented, diagnosed anger problem called intermittent explosive disorder, IED for short. I've also got a little bit of what's called cyclothymia, which is also related to an anger problem. Now, that's not an excuse, but it's certainly a factor when it comes to my short fuse. I'm not going to hide behind that. Here's another admission I'll make to you guys. Part of my intolerance for trolls stems from immaturity. Yes, gentlemen, I know that I have a lot of growing up to do, even though I'm 41 years old. But because I am self-aware and I realize that I have a temper problem, I realize I have an anger problem and can be emotionally immature at times, I've taken measures to reduce my exposure to my weakness. One such measure is I now have a separate show for people who are not likely to troll, which was, of course, was the creation of TSR Primetime. I do things to control my environment because I'm self-aware enough to mitigate my deficiencies. This is what men do. Now, trolls would have us believe, they would have you believe, they would have me believe that they do what they do, which is trolling, for many reasons. But there's only one reason men troll me, and one reason women troll me. Men want to be me, and women want to be with me. It's as simple as that. Now, of course, they'd never admit this out loud, but if they're being honest with themselves, this is what they would tell themselves. This is the truth. The thing is that this could be handled differently. And 99.9% of the time, it is, and I'll tell you why. The vast majority of men who comment on my post, they ask me how I got from where I was to where I am. I used to be over 300 pounds. I used to be broke, and I was terrible with women. That is far from the case now, and I have zero issue with broadcasting that. And get this, guys. I will readily admit that part of the reason I make these posts are ego. I love broadcasting my kick-ass life. I like showing off my triceps and biceps. I like showing off my hot, attractive girlfriend. I'm human. I take tremendous pride in the fact that I am a self-made man. Everything I am today is because of the hard work that I put in, and you guys see that pride and ego on social media quite often. My mom, my dad have almost nothing to do with the person that I became today. Listen, you guys know the disdain that I have. I love my mother, but I have a distinct disdain for her. She actually had the gall to ask me for money for Mother's Day. She actually sent a text message to myself and my brother. She says, hey, Donovan and, my brother's name, your youngest brother took care of me on Mother's Day, but I'm kind of upset that I have to ask for a Mother's Day gift. I would like money. Send it via Cash App. I told my mom no, right? That's just how it is. No need to get, I don't want to get off on a side tangent, but I keep it all the way real with you guys, up to and including red pill truths about my own family, my sisters, my mom, etc., etc. But the main reason I make these posts is to show you guys that if a guy like me can come from where I came from, which was a fat, lazy beta male with no money, no game, no direction, to where I am now, then so can you. I say this all the time. There's nothing special about me, guys. There's nothing I do that you can't do. The only difference between me and you is choice. That's it. I made a decision to kick life's ass, and that is what I do. So I make these posts to both stroke my ego and inspire you guys to do better for yourself. It is a double-edged sword. Anyway, males who troll me, they tell on themselves in a couple of ways. Number one, they tell me that they want what I have. And more importantly, number two, they tell me that they're unwilling to put in the work necessary to live the life I live. Donovan, you big ego ass nigga, you think you the man, you ain't shit. Nah, bruh. You think I'm the man. Real fucking talk. That's why you're always in my mentions. That's why you're always on my page. Now, some trolls would say, well, I don't want what you have, and then put a fake LOL as if they're actually really laughing out loud as they troll me when it's plainly obvious that they're not really LOLing. Because if you really didn't want what I have, then why would you comment on my posts in the first place? Why would you leave comments on my videos, which I have disabled in the first place? If I came across the guy, right? If I came across the post of some dude with a fat chick, I'm not going to comment and tell him that his girl is fat because I can see his girl is fat. I'm going to laugh out loud to myself and I'm going to move on because I don't really want what he has. I don't feel the need to tell him, hey, you have a fat chick, you're a loser. No, that's obvious. I don't need to do that. But when a man comments on how Devin is a busted chick, right? Or some black women like to call her a bottom shelf Becky. I love that one. Or that she has a flat ass. He has outed himself as a man who not only wants what I have, but is too lazy to work for it. And to make himself feel better about not being willing to do what's necessary to live a better life, to live my life, they make fun of men like me who do. They do this to cover up the fact that they really are just envious and definitely not laughing out loud. Now, this particular segment, this isn't about trolls. It is about a certain kind of troll. The kind of trolls that come after me on the regular. And that troll is what I like to call the fake-ass pro-black. I did a show called The Brother Pill with O'Shea Duke Jackson for a good long time. Probably for about 2-3 months. I had great fun, man. Dude, O'Shea's a solid guy. I loved working with him. But one of the reasons I stopped The Brother Pill, other than time, was all these fake pro-black ass niggas coming after me. I'm on here trying to tell these niggas how to live a better life. All they did was throw shade. I just got tired of it. Right? Now, fake ass pro-blacks, they really hate your boy. They hate the fact that I have a strong command of the English language and speak it flawlessly. As I say, flawless, blah, 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 blah. I speak it flawlessly most of the time. Bear with me, guys. They hate the fact that I don't look like I have two black parents. They hate the fact that I talk about racial issues with, dare I say, rationale and reason instead of emotion. But there was one reason, above all, that fake-ass pro-blacks hate Donovan Sharpe. They hate me for many reasons, guys, but this reason is what makes them show their true colors. This reason stands alone in terms of why these guys really hate your boy. Shout out to Thaddeus Scott, $2 super chat. Appreciate that. The main reason fake pro-blacks hate Donovan Sharpe, let's keep it 100, it's because Donovan Sharpe dates a white girl. An attractive white girl at that. Right? If my girl was really what they like to call a bottom shelf Becky, or a fat girl, or an ugly girl, they wouldn't care. They wouldn't give a shit. But because my girl is attractive, that's why they hate on your boy. They wouldn't hate on me if I was really dating fat-ass bottom shelf Becky. They wouldn't give two shits. But because I don't date a bottom shelf Becky, that's why I get their unmitigated gall and attention. And because I have receipts of my long history of success with hot white girls and non-black women, and that my current girlfriend has the body of a fucking porn star, they throw shade. Make no mistake, gentlemen, that's the reason. And if any of you guys are watching, are thinking, does Donovan's girl really have the body of a porn star? I can't see the chat. Listen, let them know. Let them know. Listen, go to my social media pages. Go to Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Y'all will see. I got receipts, my nigga. But Donovan, how do you know this is the main reason? I'm glad you asked. The reason I know that this is the main reason that these fake-ass pro-blacks hate your boy is that these niggas never start throwing shade until they see my girl's, she has an ass like a peach, right? When they see that ass on the screen, that's when they start throwing shade. They see something they want, but know they can't have, or at least think they can't have it. And then their female tendencies take over. They can't help themselves, guys. They simply cannot control their envy. They can't do it. Now, there are plenty of guys who have respectfully said, hey, you know what, Donovan? I prefer black women, but do you, bro? I ain't mad at you. Slay them white girls. Or, Donovan, I'm not really attracted to white girls, but I ain't hating. I ain't mad at you. Do you, bro? And other things along those lines. And that is totally cool, guys. To each his own. Different strokes for different folks. I get it. I ain't hating. But when dudes tell me things like, white girls aren't special, or white women are a novelty, nothing more, or you better watch out, Donovan, white girls are sneaky, or my favorite troll comment of all time from these niggas and these hating ass bitches, white girls do it too. I know. I've got a fake ass pro-black on my hands. Now, admittedly, I've gone back and forth with these niggas, which I know isn't wise, but hey, I'm working on it, right? But that doesn't negate the fact that these guys troll me in a feeble attempt at covering up their obvious envy. So let's talk about the difference between a genuine pro-black and a fake-ass fraudulent pro-black. A genuine pro-black lives a lifestyle or endorses a lifestyle that encourages the economic and educational growth and development of the black community as a whole. The purpose is to increase the wealth, the population, and the relevance of black people around the world. Genuine pro-blacks, they spend their money at black-owned businesses. They do business with other blacks in the community and other areas. They promote and advocate for black education. They promote black business, and so on and so forth. They also promote love for black people and encouraging young black Americans to do the same. Genuine pro-blacks are all about uplifting black people in America to be the very best they can be in all aspects of life and be proud of who we are as African Americans. Yes, they do point out the negative aspects of black America, but they also offer workable solutions that can better the black community so that it can thrive moving forward. Guys like C in Vegas, who calls into the show regularly, is a genuine pro-black. Image consultant who makes regular appearances on TSR Primetime, Kevin Samuels. He is a genuine pro-black. Minister Jeff, who's been on my show several times, is a genuine pro-black. C Boogie, genuine pro-black. These guys love the black community and seek to uplift it in any way they can. Sometimes that does require a little bit of tough love, but it's easy to see that their criticism of the black community comes from a good place, in that they want to see the black community do better for itself. A fake pro-black, on the other hand, a fake ass pro-black, is someone who says they're pro-black, but don't really do anything to uplift the black community in ways that actually make a difference. These are the people who only talk about the negative aspects of the black community without offering workable solutions. The fake ass pro-black posts slanted stories on social media without doing any of the research to verify its merits, which are specifically designed to incite anger and hostility. Fake pro-blacks use rhetoric they don't even believe in, like nation building, knowing damn well they don't give a fuck about it. Fake pro-blacks are not about creating collaborative relationships with other races. Oh, no. They want to create adversarial relationships with whites. They want to create adversarial relationships with Hispanics, Asians, and so forth. And so forth. There we go. I was told that my volume is getting blown out a little bit. There we go. But most of all, fake-ass fraudulent pro-blacks, they promote anger and hostility. They don't use rationale or reason to defend their positions. Oh, no. The fake-ass pro-black likes to gaslight. The fake-ass pro-black likes to filibuster their way through what they like to call debate by saying outlandish things like white people poison the water in Flint, Michigan to kill black people. As if to say all the white people in Flint got a memo to stop drinking water out of the faucet so that all the black people could be extinguished, and people actually believe this nonsense. Fake pro-blacks go after men who date outside their race with the fury of 1,000 suns, calling us race traitors, calling us coons, calling us sellouts, all the other typical rhetoric they see on social media. Another telltale sign of a fake-ass pro-black is that they never hold black people accountable for our role in any racial event, and they do this on purpose to create even more confirmation bias. Yes, they do. They leave out any and all details that puts the African American in a bad light and, God forbid, holds them responsible so that they can accuse the white devils of doing whatever he did for no other reason but that he hates niggers. Guys, we all know that racism exists, and it is, God knows it is definitely still a problem in America. When I think of some of the stuff that happens to me, man, my hands get hot. You know, I mean, it's hard for me to hold back my anger with that stuff. Nobody's denying that. And anybody who says, well, Donovan isn't a pro-black because he doesn't really know nigga, I know. Listen, just because I'm light-skinned and don't talk like a hood nigga, don't think I haven't been on the hood of a police car. Don't think I ain't been in the handcuffs before. Like, don't get it twisted. But fake-ass pro-blacks like to embellish, exaggerate, and sometimes even fabricate stories to keep stoking the flames of anger in the black community. The bottom line here is that genuine pro-blacks actually care about the black community. Fake-ass pro-blacks only pretend to care. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, thank God I'm not a fake-ass pro-black. Or, well, there's no way I'm one of those fake pro-blacks. You sure about that? There are many, many signs that a black person might be a fake-ass pro-black. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you 5 of the many signs an African-American is what I like to call a fake-ass pro-black. And a lot of you guys might find yourselves in that fake-ass pro-black category. You might have a fake pro-black tendency or two. So here we go. This is going to get the conversation going. The number one sign, you say you believe OJ is innocent. You say you believe OJ didn't do it. So here's the question. Was OJ Simpson guilty? No, OJ Simpson was not guilty. Public record says that he was found innocent by a jury of his peers. But OJ did it, y'all. He did it plain and simple, and you niggas know it. There was a mountain of evidence against him. I don't need to go over all that. All of the evidence pointed to him and him alone. He is the only person who had both motive and opportunity. Then, of course, you get all these crazy theories. Well, he had an accomplice. There's no evidence of an accomplice. Both Ron and Nicole were weak. They're up against an ex-football player. Well, he couldn't have killed them both at the same time. Did it ever occur to you that he killed Nicole first when she came outside the house? Ron heard the commotion. He came out and saw what was up and tried to defend Nicole. It was the mob. Nicole had gambling debts. If it were really a mob hit, her body would not have been found, number one. Number two, it would have been much cleaner. Bullet to the head, right? Something clean like that. There wouldn't be blood everywhere. Nicole Brown Simpson was stabbed in the neck so many times, almost to the point of decapitation. That's not a mob hit. Mob hits are clean. His guilt was so obvious. And guys, listen, I'm 18 years old when this is happening. I wanted OJ to be innocent because I'm black, man. I'm not going to deny that. I wanted him to be innocent. It was like the recent fight between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. I wanted Deontay Wilder to win. Why? Because Deontay Wilder's black. I have more in common with Wilder than I do Fury. Right? Tyson Fury won that fight, but fake-ass pro-blacks would say Deontay Wilder won it when they know he didn't. And by the way, I actually like Tyson Fury now more than I do. I still like Wilder, and hopefully he doesn't take this fight against Anthony Joshua because he doesn't have a chance, but I love Tyson Fury. Anyway, we all remember the Rodney King incident. Those of us who are old enough to understand, right? We all know about the LAPD, the racist cops, etc. We know that the justice system is skewed heavily against black people. We get it. But endorsing black crime because of that is wrong. Just because we've been wronged by white cops for so long does not give us the right to proclaim someone's innocence. I was happy that OJ got off. I'm 18 years old. Am I happy now? I don't care. He served 9 years in Nevada State Prison. Whatever. I don't give a shit. But I know OJ did it. And I'd bet my life on it. And those of you, well, you would lose your life. You don't believe that. Talk is cheap, gentlemen. So if you're black and you claim to believe that OJ didn't kill his ex-wife and Ron Goldman, you might just be a fake-ass pro-black. Number two, the second reason, the second sign you might be a fake-ass pro-black, you like to post, share, like, and retweet fake news about racial incidents, which is just a fancy name for fake-ass pro-black propaganda. Now, what is fake-ass pro-black propaganda? It is a one-sided story without all the facts designed to incite anger. I remember a while back, a woman posted a picture on Facebook with a caption. It was a picture of a black Navy sailor. His name was Curtis Adams. And in that picture, she posted the caption, Navy sailor Curtis Adams was just killed in San Diego. He got out of his car to help a stranded motorist, and the motorist opened fire on him. I don't see this in the media, so RIP sailor prayers. No link to the story, no other commentary, no other facts, just that caption. I did a little digging, and I didn't have to do that much research. I just did a quick Google search and found out that the shooter was a man by the name of Brandon Acuna, a Hispanic man with a long criminal record who was trying to steal the car. Yes, it is a tragedy that Curtis Adams was shot and killed, but the way this chick characterized this in this post insinuated that he was killed by a racist white man who opened fire on Adams because he was black. You guys know it. You guys know this is what she wanted to do. The comment she posted, I don't see this in the media, that implies that the media didn't report this because Adams was black and the shooter was white, as if they, the media, intentionally covered up the story to protect the white man from public persecution. Again, guys, this is a tragedy, but this is not a racial tragedy. It is a tragedy of humanity. When people leave out details on stories like this, it makes and keeps the black community angry for the wrong reasons. This chick should have either told the whole story or included the link so that people would be privy to all of the details, rather than an obvious and intentional mischaracterization of the events. She couldn't do that, though, because if she did that, she wouldn't have gotten the reaction she wanted, which was black anger towards white people. Guys, this kind of stuff is all over social media. White supremacist lynches black 4-year-old. Fake news. Black man killed by white girl's father for having his baby. Obviously, details left out. White man calls a black man a nigger during a board meeting amidst cheers from the CEO. Again, fake news. Then we get this environmental racism in Flint, Michigan. Here's what happened. They started using the pipes. They started using these old pipes for the tap water, and the pipes were in bad shape. All sorts of lead poisoning and criminal. People cried racism. Did they send out memos to white people that said, hey, don't drink the tap water, we're trying to kill niggers? One idiot actually posted this shit and tried to debate me on it. He said, Donovan, trusting whites will get you killed, or some dumb shit like that. One thing led to another, and he mentioned Flint, Michigan, and that's when I knew I had a fake-ass pro-black on my hands. If you post, like, share, retweet this stuff, or otherwise, you might be a fake-ass pro-black. The third sign, you might be a fake-ass pro-black. Shout out to Freelance Ronan with the $5 super chat. Says, you teaching, brother? Drop it into the tip jar, homie. Appreciate that. The third sign you might be a fake-ass pro-black, you believe in reparations. Unfucking believable. This, reparations, this is the biggest crock of shit out here. So let me get this straight. You think that you're entitled to payment for services rendered by persons other than yourself simply because you share their blood or their skin tone? That's like going to a company your grandfather used to work for and say, hey, my great-granddad was underpaid at his job for 20 years. You owe me. Fucking ridiculous. You guys, this is the nigga mindset. Always trying to get something for fucking nothing. Always. I worked in Atlanta for dude, probably didn't have a high school education. Smartest dude, most brilliant man I ever met in my life. It was the same thing. Right? And this is right in the heart of Atlanta. Niggaville, USA, as Outkast affectionately calls it. Via Atlanta, Georgia. I don't ever remember having a white customer. All of the customers were black. Always trying to get free delivery. Discounts. One dude even asked for a free mattress for his homeboy after buying a twin. Now, granted, if you walk into any mattress store, you're going to get people of all colors asking for free delivery. You're going to get them asking for discounts. Okay, that's fine. But these people took it to a whole nother level. They didn't even say, aren't you going to give me a discount? I mean, do you have a coupon? Well, no, like, this is a black-owned business, right? Like, we used to get this all the time. Well, this is a black-owned business, right? So what does us having a black-owned business have to do with us giving you a discount? Okay, listen, man, if you want free delivery, that's cool, but you're going to have to get delivery tomorrow. How about that? No, we want free delivery right now. We can't have free delivery. What the fuck is this? I thought you guys were a black-owned business. We're a black-owned business trying to make money. You can't get something for nothing. This actually happens to me, too. The only people, guys, who try to get free advice from me are niggas. It's not even patrons. Random dudes on Facebook will hit me up. Yo, I got a problem and I need help. My time and my knowledge are valuable. But niggas are and I'm not talking about African American men. I'm not talking about black men trying to improve themselves. I'm talking about niggas. Niggas are the only group of people who do not respect my time or my knowledge, but they're steady trying to get it for free. Like that nigga B. Scott. Because I wouldn't give him free advice. He tried to jerk me around for 8 months. Finally, my assistant Andrew called him out on it and said, quit wasting Donovan's time. He tells me in an email, you need to learn to respect your supporters. Megalodon, nigga, you ain't my supporter. You just another nigga trying to get something for another. Fuck off and fuck you. Let me ask you a few questions. Do successful people believe in reparations? Do men of value believe in reparations? Do hardworking African-American men believe in reparations? If you believe in reparations, you are not successful. That's it. Think about it. Think about that for a second, guys. Anyone who endorses reparations, or working at Burger King or Wendy's, and if they're not, if they're lucky enough to find even a decent job, they won't have that job for very long because they believe in getting something for nothing, which means their work habits will reflect that, which will eventually lead to termination. Rinse and repeat. And don't give me these ridiculous reasons like, well, we're still paying for slavery today. No, we're not. Race relations are far from where they need to be. But we ain't slaves. Racism sucks, that's no doubt. But overseas? Listen, black people have it much worse. Don't believe me? You guys need to YouTube this. The Beautiful Game Turned Ugly. YouTube it. The Beautiful Game Turned Ugly. This was 10 years ago. Jews got reparations? Yeah, to the actual Holocaust survivors, not their children or grandchildren. And oh, by the way, out of the nearly 100,000 Holocaust survivors living in the U.S., only 90 of the claims were approved. 90, not 90%, 90. That is less than 1/10 of 1%. If you believe in reparations, you might not only be a fake ass pro-black, you will never be successful as long as you continue to believe this bullshit. Number 4. The fourth reason you might be a fake ass pro-black, you give credence to what I like to call racial porn, like the movie Get Out. Man, the long and the short of what Get Out was, it was a movie about white people they used the white girl as the bait to kidnap black men and harvest their DNA so that they could live longer, and made black people mindless slaves. Right? Directed by Jordan Peele. It was hailed as revolutionary, groundbreaking. All of that was fucking nonsense. That's fine. That's the movies. They gotta sell it. I expect that. But when niggas actually give credence to this shit, when they talk about it as if it were real, I just laugh. Dude, you go back and forth about white girls, then they pull the Trump card that is, for real? You think white girls did this? Have you seen the movie Get Out? Like, I'm in danger of a white girl luring me to her family for mind control. Right? And listen, black women do it too, y'all. But they don't really believe it. They don't really believe in the movie Get Out. They just use it as another weapon in their arsenal to scare black men from dating white girls. Get Out was fiction. It was science fiction. It's not real. And now Jordan Peele is going to put out more shit like this and further warp the minds of the black community. Just like Tyler Perry has done with his ridiculous fucking Medea movies. Thank God Medea appears to be done. If you give credence to this kind of nonsense, you just might be a fake-ass pro-black. Number 5, the fifth and final sign I'm going to point out that you just might be a fake-ass pro-black. You call any black person who holds black people accountable a coon. Guys like Jason Whitlock. Jason Whitlock was raked over the coals. By the way, Jason Whitlock works for FS1, right? He was fired from ESPN because The Undefeated was supposed to be his imprint. That was supposed to be his imprint at ESPN. Guess what? Jason Whitlock is not the typical fake-ass pro-black social justice warrior. Oh, no. Jason Whitlock got called a coon for keeping it 100 about Colin Kaepernick. That's right. He kept it 100. Colin Kaepernick ain't no Muhammad Ali. Jason Whitlock told us this. And in the end, we found out that Colin Kaepernick was trying to be a fake martyr. God only knows how much money he got from Nike for pitching this kneeling during the national anthem thing. LeVar Ball. Now, Jason Whitlock got raked over the coals about LeVar Ball, right? I liked LeVar Ball, but Whitlock was right. People like Candace Owens, Brandon Tatum, Anthony Bryan Logan, the list goes on, man. Fake-ass pro-blacks always presume black innocence 100% of the time before all the facts are out. Fake-ass pro-blacks always take the side of black people no matter what the situation, right? They remain willfully ignorant of the facts. They want confirmation, not affirmation. They don't want to get it right. They want to be right. They're not interested in the truth. They're interested in victory. Malik Zulu Shabazz and everyone else who swore up and down those Duke Lacrosse boys did it. They raped Crystal Gail Mangum, and there is no question about it. So Shabazz goes on with Bill O'Reilly, and Bill O'Reilly's like, well, she kept changing her story. Well, the DNA didn't match. Her timeline doesn't add up on the phone. Malik was cornered and said, well, I know things about the case that most people don't know. Oh, really? That's your rebuttal? That's your trump card? Base your opinions on facts, gentlemen, not emotions. That is female behavior. If you even use the word coon, you might be a fake-ass pro-black. At the end of the day, guys, yes, racism exists, and yes, it's fucked up. But if you're the type of person who characterizes all white people as devils and all black people as angels, that's where you lose me and every other fair-minded, level-headed, rational male. Pun definitely intended. But I'm not pro-black, gentlemen. I am pro-male. If you want to be pro-black, great. That's a good thing. But if you're gonna be a genuine pro-black, do it rationally and reasonably, and make sure you have all the facts before running off to social media to proclaim your blackness. Coming up, Ryan Stone joins me to discuss last night's Bachelorette. I don't think he watched it, but I'm gonna get his take on what I observed last night. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back.
Black dude has to make the top 3. The producer's gonna have to take the L on that, Mossy. Ain't happening. Because you know what top 3 means? Top 3 means he's got to meet the parents. I'm here to tell you, bruh. Ain't no way I don't care if the producers, I don't care if ABC said, Hannah, you gotta bring your brother to the top 3. Ain't no way that's happening. Dad, here in the deep south of Alabama, your 24-year-old daughter who is in her peak sexual prime, meet Jermaine. Fuck, no, that shit ain't happening. Fuck out of here with that. Some of my producers said she's got black dudes got to make the top 3. That producer got fired. I'll tell you that right now. Wade Senator agrees. And it's not, listen, man, it's not that black men are any more or less valuable than white men, right? White men and black men, we both have our strengths and weaknesses, etc., etc. This is the sexual marketplace. All things being equal, black women, white women, they all prefer white guys. All of them do. The Bachelorette, Rachel Lindsay, you know she wasn't picking a brother. She could be with any nigga she wants to. No, she picked a white boy. Brian Abasolo wasn't even a white boy, and she didn't even end up with the dude she really wanted to be with. She actually ended up settling. And oh, by the way, they haven't gotten married yet, have they? They haven't gotten married yet. I predicted that she was not going to marry Brian Abasolo. Still waiting on that. Still waiting on that, their wedding. So, good to have you guys in tonight. David C. said, Mom, Dad, this is Jamal. Oh, shit. I can see it now, man. They walk into that motherfucker with the goddamn cameras. And her father, dude, I'm going to tell you what. Her father, he wouldn't even give a damn about the camera. Turn those cameras off. What do you think about Jermaine? I don't get that nigger out of my house. Who is this nigger? Get this boy out of here. My daughter is not marrying any niggers. Get him out of here. Cancel the show. I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna have a nigger son-in-law. We laugh and we chuckle, but listen. I lived in North Carolina, guys, for the better part of 20 years. I'm here to tell you, man. They raised king. But Donovan, what about Devin? Her dad is cool with you. Yeah, she's 35. If Devin were 25, shit. Man, this shit. If Devin were 25, I'd still be fucking her, but ain't no way Dad would be cool with your boy Donovan. He'd be cordial, he would not be cool. Let's not get it twisted. I will not have any niggers in my family. Man, listen, I make Devin very uncomfortable when I start using the N-word. Like when I say nigga, kind of bothers her, but when I say nigger, there will be no niggerdom in my house. Go get Billy, go get Zed, and get the rope. We're going to have us a lynching tonight. No niggers allowed. Charles Caballero, very, very good. See you in here. Charles Gogo Bear MMA says, I'm from Texas. Completely agree, bro. I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm trying to tell you. Oh, here we go. Wait, this is CBS. We need to turn to ABC. Oh, is this it? Oh, this is CBS. No, this is ABC. Hold up. All right. No, this is it. We're good. All right, guys. We are T-minus 2 minutes away from The Bachelorette. Simon B says demonetized. I don't have this shit. Man, I don't have this shit monetized in the I don't even have a Google AdSense account. Not yet, anyway. Right. 59 people watching this evening. Slade Senator says he lived in South Carolina for 3 years. I know exactly what you're talking about. David C says he wants to clip that audio file and play it during the Redman Groups. I will not have any niggers in my house unless you're cooking and cleaning. David C, yeah. Dude, we got our window open. It's actually cool out here in Philadelphia.
She turned to me, she says, has there ever been a black bachelor? And I was laughing my ass off when I was cutting that up, man. It was listen, I don't know. I have no idea where it is that I just, like I said, guys, I lived in North Carolina for 20 years. And, listen, I can do the Southern voice, pretty good. And listen, man, I dated a lot of white girls when I was in North Carolina, and black fathers do not like it when their white daughters date niggas. This is why I know a nigga ain't winning the Bachelorette. Guys, the 21 convention tickets are now on sale, guys. And if you buy now, you get a discount. This applies to both events. This is the 21 convention in Warsaw, Poland, which is this July, as well as the 21 convention in Orlando. Both are 4-day events, and both will change your life. Now, the 21 convention isn't some pickup artist boot camp or some wannabe Vegas hangover experience. It is the only event for men by men who will teach you how to dominate life by becoming better with women, saving money, learning self-defense, health and nutrition, dressing better, the list goes on. Anything and everything you need to know about becoming a high-value male is going to be covered at the 21 convention. We're also going to be having separate workshops in addition to the lectures for added value. Click the links in the chat or in the description on this episode to save a shitload of money. Guys, I cannot tell you how important it is to get on my email list. At some point, I will be deplatformed. It is not a matter of if, it is a matter of when. Guys who do what I do are always in the crosshairs of Ryan, as you guys can see him on the screen. He's one of those guys. And eventually, my channel is going to be deleted. But to make sure you have access to my content, get on my email list so that when the inevitable happens, you'll know where to find me, when to find me, and how to access my content. All you have to do is go to my website, scroll right to the bottom, and plug in your email, or go to donovansharpe.com/newsletter. Okay, my guest today for this segment is the founder of 4th R Consulting, Ryan Stone. At @Ryan_Stone is where you can find him on Twitter. He's also on Facebook and Instagram. Subscribe to his YouTube channel where he releases weekly videos and does Red Mornings with Black Label Logic every Saturday morning. RyanStone.com is where you can find his exclusive content and book one-on-one consultations. And if you want to support him even further, make sure you check out his Patreon page at @Ryan_Stone. Ryan, how's it going, man?
Hey, so far so good. Can you hear me all good over there, Donovan?
Oh, yeah, we're good to go, bro. We are good to go.
Good. I didn't realize calling you Donnie would be such a conscientious thing, so I'm gonna speak proper.
Well, remember, listen, I'm a huge hockey fan, right? And you don't really follow hockey, but in hockey, Canadians add E to everything. So Chris Chelios, his nickname was Helly, or his nickname was Chelly. Dominic Hasek was named Hashi. Luke Robitaille
Gretzky was Gretzky.
Yeah, Gretzky. Well, they called him the Great One.
Dude, here's the worst part. You want to know the weirdest thing ever?
What's that?
I should be a huge fan of hockey because I was raised in the 80s in Edmonton. So that was during the Gretzky run.
Oh, my God. Dude, Dude, Wayne Gretzky, Mark Messier, Grant Fuhrer between the pipes, Marty McSorley. Dude, they had an all-star team. And then, of course,
Paul Coffey, yeah.
Dude, Paul, yes, yeah, exactly. Paul Coffey, who eventually...
They were the 93 Bulls of hockey.
They were the 96 Bulls of hockey.
96 Bulls,
yeah,
there we go.
4 out of 5 years, they won those Stanley Cups. And then Peter Pocklington, the former owner of the Edmonton Oilers, got pissed off at Wayne Gretzky's ego. Like, dude, he's the greatest hockey player. Well, we didn't know he's the greatest who'd ever lived. He's the best hockey player by a mile, but you want to ship him off to L.A. because of his ego. I'll never understand that.
I can never understand who was that body checked that plexiglass into Gretzky's wife that one day. Why he wasn't suicided at some point.
Oh, who the hell was that? Oh, I can't
remember. I just remember that because I was like the biggest thing watching his wife take a face plant into that thing in L.A.
Welcome to L.A., bitch.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan, the show has gotten off to a little bit of a racial start.
I heard a bunch of hard R's and everything. You guys are a little edgy.
Well, listen, man. This is this is just how it is, man. So listen, you don't watch The Bachelor, right? Like that's not really, or The Bachelorette. You don't really watch those shows. I can't imagine that you do.
I was gonna rip into you so hard once I saw you saying you were sitting down to watch it. I was giving you the benefit of the doubt. There's some angle on this, and
Yes.
I'm hoping Dev didn't just promise him nookie if he sits down and watch a bunch of. Wait, Bachelor or Bachelorette? Is it the one chick or the multiple chicks?
It's the one chick. See,
So you watched this show and you didn't even watch 12 chicks. You just watched it for one chick.
I watched it for one chick. Listen, here's the difference. I actually watch both. When it's The Bachelor, you can't really break down, like you can break down female nature, but the focus is on the guy, right? And I'm a guy. We know how men think. They're going to pick the hottest girl. When it's The Bachelorette, she has a choice between all like 30 different dudes. You get to see like what's really going on in the female mind. And I always tell guys, if you're not 100% sure that red pill truth is the truth, watch The Bachelorette. It will be, dude, female nature will be on full display. Guys doubted me. I said, okay, I'm going to do a live play-by-play. It was a hit. I got over 1,000 views. I probably got almost 2,000 views between the two. Hopefully the show grows. But no, Devin doesn't have to promise me sex. I just take it from her, and that's just all there is to it. But but I love watching the show because it really is a window into the soul of female nature for all the world to see, and guys seem to like it.
Well, that's what I was going to say on it because I'm sure you've seen, a lot of people have seen behind the scenes. These things are all essentially scripted, or at least heavily edited to make a certain narrative happen.
Yes.
So we all get that, but then that still doesn't mean they're not valuable because if they didn't resonate with the audience, they wouldn't get any traction whatsoever.
There you go.
So even if the actual situation's not true, people automatically kind of instinctively kind of know that this is the emotions at play. So I got to give them credit for that.
They know, the producers at ABC know what sells, and what sells is the fairy tale. You have the music in the background, you've got these venues, people are kissing, there's fireworks going off, but the reason why, and it's funny because they try to sell the narrative that all of these relationships, the process works, right? They don't, like it's all fine and dandy when you're in, exotic places and castles and beaches, and there's fireworks going off and all the food is best and you only see them at their best, but what happens when you're living with the girl and you walk into the bathroom after she's taking a shit, right?
Oh yeah, you set huge expectation problems there. Like not just the horses and the midnight and the castles and all the gliving, but there's a Simpsons reference for you.
Of course, yeah.
Problem with that too is you got how many millions of people watch that damn show?
Oh my God. I don't know, 15, 20 million. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's huge. Here's the thing. I think that's probably the most valuable part for a lot of those girls on there is that they have millions of people talking about them as the center of attention. It's like when I'm sure you've been to a bunch of friends' weddings.
Oh,
have you ever seen have you ever seen the smile that the wife gives on the ceremony where she's got that permanent smile that she can't get rid of? It's like watching a Soundgarden music video.
Oh my God. Right.
Yeah, I've seen it, and it's weird. It's not even a fake smile. It's just that's the equivalent of a guy walking into an orgy when he's the only guy there.
There you go, man.
With that attention.
He has hit the jackpot, is what you're saying, right? Like that's what this is. Listen, this is exactly what it is. I actually, you know what, Devin actually said something about this last night, but because I almost never listened to her, kind of went in one ear and out the other. But you make a good point. You make a good point, and it's verified by the show structure. A lot of the women who are on The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, a lot of them make regular appearances on future shows. Case in point, last night there were two girls from last year's from the Bachelor season who were giving this year's Bachelorette advice, right? And so now we know who Desi and Katie are. We know who we can all name these girls by name. And there were even some girls. There were rumored some girls were only on The Bachelor to get a chance to be the Bachelorette. That doesn't. My
God, some of the girls were opportunists. You don't say.
Oh, yeah, right. What else is new?
My God. Next, you're going to tell me Santa and the Easter Bunny aren't real.
Wait. What? Santa's not real? The Easter Bunny's not real?
Oh, your mom really has red pilled you. Oh my God.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Listen, man, my mom black pilled my ass. You kidding me? Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. And this is sort of a toss-up, obvious question. But during The Bachelorette, it is inevitable that the girl always says, I want honesty and vulnerability and this and that and the other. Why do girls, Ryan, why do they say they want honesty and openness and vulnerability and a caring personality when all they really want is the hot guy who's going to blow her back out and put a bunch of babies on her?
Dude, there is actually a lot behind that, and we never get a chance to talk about it, and I'm so glad you asked, and I'm going to steal like 30 seconds of your time to go into some deep shit.
Do it.
I can swear, right?
Oh, of course you can. Of course you can.
All right, so when a girl says that she wants honesty or she wants you to be more vulnerable, any of that crap, you have to understand there's a subtext to it. What she's saying is that I'm feeling anxiety and I need to have that reflected on you. Wow. So think about it this way. You're working in a factory or working anywhere, and your boss comes to you and he says, we're going to have a series of layoffs here. Now, he has 3 ways to deal with that. He can either say, yeah, this really sucks. Now I'm not going to make my bonuses this year. To which the employee is going to look at it and go, like, who is this dick? Like, he basically realizes that I'm going to lose, and this is just before Christmas. I can't get things for my wife and family. I got to put food on the table.
Right.
And that's usually where this guy's like, I need you to be more honest. That's the same situation. She wants the guy to be more honest, more vulnerable.
Gotcha.
Second part of this story is, let's say that same boss comes up, it's like, look, layoffs are coming. And oh my God, and that means if I lose you guys, that means we're gonna lose out, and then I'm gonna lose my job, and then blah blah blah. So not only is the employee in this case, or in this case the woman, realizing she has her own sets of anxieties, you've just dumped all this extra load of anxiety onto her, which she absolutely can't stand.
Wow.
So when she says, I want you, and that's when you're like, you said you wanted to be honest, and this is I'm being honest, and why are you acting so bad? It's because she doesn't want your problem. She doesn't want your honesty. She wants hers reflected back on her. So Third scenario.
Okay.
Let's say the boss comes back, is like, look, guys, layoffs are going to happen. Let's work this out. So for those of you who want out now, let me know. I'm going to do my best to make sure you have a letter of reference. That
package.
I want to make sure I got your back. I want to push as hard as I can. I probably won't win this one, but let's at least push it past Christmas. That's what she means when she wants honesty, and then she wants you to be vulnerable. She wants her concerns reflected back onto you. It's that same burden of performance with anything. Now, whether you want to address those or not as the benevolent dictator in her life or the patriarch, that's on you.
Right.
But I think the worst mistake you can make is take when a girl asks you to be more vulnerable and think that means literally to be more vulnerable.
Yes. That makes perfect sense. I remember, do you remember when Ivan Throne, someone asked him when we were all up on the stage, this was at the 21 Con last October, we're all on stage and we're fielding questions, and a guy from the audience asked a question to Ivan, hey, what is this about vulnerability? And the example that he gave was, hey, you know what? That doesn't mean that men can't be vulnerable. He said, if I'm playing with a child and we're wrestling around, I make myself vulnerable to that child, but at no time am I ever in danger. But when you give a woman the same kind of vulnerability, you are always putting yourself in danger. And to that I say this, he's 100% right. Girls don't really want vulnerability. They don't really need to know your hopes and dreams and your fears and all this other kind of stuff. They need you to be the rock solid man. So why is it that they think it's chic to say that I want a man who's vulnerable when clearly they do not?
Because in their head, they know what that means. Right. This is like anything. It's just subtext. Same as when she says she doesn't like a guy with big muscles. All she means is she doesn't want to have to compete with you. There's always 2 layers of meaning to everything.
Wow, very nice. Jesus Christ, this is why I have you on, man. I learn from you.
Yeah. Oh, dude, and I love that Ivan speech too when you were talking about that, because like that ninjutsu way of the warrior stuff, it kind of rubs me the wrong way, which is fine. But if you translate that to like everyday English, he's switched on. He knows what he's talking about.
Sure.
But that's the part I always like, because everything he says, I have to kind of put it through a filter and translate it, which kind of resonates with what we just been talking about here.
Ivan is a raw dude, man. Like, he is all about war. I mean, like, he's an intense guy, man. And I think you do have to put his intensity through a filter. So let's get racial with this, right? So
yeah.
So let's
wait. Does this mean I get the end part or no?
Well, actually, you know what? We're actually going to talk about race here in the end. But I want to ask you something, because I think this is something that you could really knock out of the park here. Of the 30 contestants on The Bachelorette, only 7 out of 30, Ryan, are over the age of 30, right? Is this by design, or do the producers of the show, are they red pill aware? Do they know that men don't really know that their value increases with age? Do they know that the best time to get a man is when a woman is at her proliferative phase, as Rollo Tomassi likes to say, right then there at 27, 28, when their value is about the same?
I bet you those girls are vetted very thoroughly for fitting certain archetypes. Like, if I had to guess, and I've never seen the show, I think I watched like a bit of the first season and then I just threw my TV out the window. But I'll bet you there's a blonde, sweet girl next door. I bet you there's like a New Jersey Shore kind of trashy girl, but big on family.
Okay.
I bet you there's a really slutty one that just wants to have fun, probably with a tattoo, maybe even colored hair. Yeah. There's probably a feminist archetype with short hair and I bet you anything. There is, aren't there? There is.
You're actually talking about, see, this is funny. You're actually talking about The Bachelor, not The Bachelorette, but you're nailing every one of them. You're nailing
and for the guys, I guarantee you there's that pretty boy who's stupid as hell. There's the sport jock Chad of college. There's the artistic guy that's very emotional. Yeah, all these guys are vetted for this stuff. And I bet you anything, when they talk about the guys being over 30, I bet you there's an archetype for women where there's this high value guy who has no idea he's high value.
That's it.
Probably because of some pain in his past, and he didn't realize that a 35-year-old millionaire who has a lantern jaw and an oaken back, that he thinks he's actually like crappy, and he actually needs a girl to show him how good he is. It's like a secret.
Listen,
am I getting close to this?
Dude, I've already identified the final 4, right? And they come from all walks of life. There's a 24-year-old Chad, his name by the name of Luke. Ryan, this guy's an Adonis. He's a great looking guy, square jaw, 5 o'clock shadow, blonde hair, steely blue eyes. Dude, he's got the body of a fucking Greek god. He's $1 million smile, but guess what? This guy is so fucking blue pill. He recently found God because he realized that he wasn't being the man that God wanted him to be. So in other words, this dude ran through a bunch of hoes. Maybe his piss stung the last time he was in the shower and figured out, oh shit, I better quit hitting these bitches raw. The point is,
I was gonna say that's the archetype we're hitting on the red pill. I kind of remember some very notable names getting a girlfriend and then all of a sudden finding Jesus and wanting a wife and kids.
Oh my God, yes. I think you and I are definitely thinking about the same person there. but the point is that I think it is by design that they make sure that they get men who are they're not old enough to realize their value. There's never been a 30. Guess what? The Bachelor that has all the women, those guys are normally 35, 36, 38 years old, Ryan. Those are the high value
so I got
guys.
A chance at that show is what you're saying.
Well, that's the thing. But then when there's the Bachelorette, every guy there is under the age of 30, 31. Every other guy is in their 20s, 24, 23, 28. This is by design.
You know what's funny? We have a Canadian version of that, and one of my buddies I used to sail with actually ended up on the show.
What? How did he do?
He didn't win, but he got very close to the point where they had some interviews afterwards about explaining all the drama and stuff.
Wow.
And it's funny because I used to sail with him, and the one thing I remembered about him is he was dating one of the girls on a ship. Really sweet girl, one of the more attractive ones, which, doesn't say much, but
sure.
And he used to fight with his ex-boyfriend on ship every time a foreign port was coming. Wow. And then they would get confined to ship, and we traveled the world. They missed every port because they were fighting over a girl.
Oh my God, dude.
And he was that like jacked guy with tattoos, dumb as a stump. Like he was that archetype, which I just found hilarious.
Well, there is one archetype that I can see right now on this show. That guy is making the final 4. Listen, Ryan, I'm telling you, the guy is as dumb as a cardboard box. But you mark my words. This guy is going to be in the final 4 if the son of a bitch doesn't win the whole damn thing.
I'll bet you a shiny dollar on that one.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. U.S. dollars, not Canadian dollars. Yes. U.S.
Oh, $1.30, whatever.
Yeah,
All right, fine. Him versus I'll bet on the artistic guy, especially if he has tattoos. I'll put him in Final Four.
God damn it! All right, I think you're gonna win on that one. Let's talk race.
Good, because I have no idea who I'm talking about. I just guessed.
Dude, you've nailed every Bachelorette contestant. There's no reason why you can't win a bet where you have no idea which horses are in the race. All right, let's end this thing.
Dude, I'm not allowed in my buddy's fantasy football league for that now.
Why not?
Because I'd always bet on like some random variable. And one of my guys would always be one of those guys that got like 5 goals that you did not see coming.
They're like, fuck it, Ryan, no way. I've always said, Ryan, that there's never going to be a black bachelor. I'd love to see it. I don't really see it happening. Now, I don't want to put you in a... Now, by the way, you're biracial, right? One of your parents is black, the other is white, right? Okay, so you can kind of
Pretty
talk
much.
about this. Okay, you can kind of... But see, people still look at you as a white boy. Anyway, I don't see there being a black bachelor. I would love to see it. I don't think there will be. Tell me why I'm wrong, man.
Well, I've done some research on Pornhub, and it appears that once girls join Blacked, that show, that they tend not to be able to get regular jobs again in the porn industry.
What?
But no, seriously, if you really think about this, the only place where it's socially acceptable and understandable to still have racial preferences is the sexual marketplace.
That's it.
Which makes sense. A lot of guys won't date black girls. Some guys won't date white girls. Some guys only date Asian girls. It's really the only place in life where you're allowed to be openly racially prejudicial. Not even prejudicial. I guess post-judicial.
I'll tell you this. One of the reasons...
And you know why I think? I think that's because that's the only place where you actually have to have skin in the game, and you can't just signal how you're great.
Well, yeah, exactly. You can't just be like an ain't shit nigga. But here's why I think, one of the many reasons why I think there will never be a black bachelor. Correct me if I'm wrong here, because I'd like to get your opinion. If there is a black bachelor, you've got women of various, and of course, most women competing are going to be white women, right? It's probably be half and half. Any white female, Ryan, who shows interest in a black man on national TV lowers her sexual market value. Every white guy who see these blonde, brunette, and redheaded beautiful white women competing for the affections of a high-value black man, I think that lowers the sexual market value. She becomes radioactive. Case in point, Lindsey Vonn. Lindsey Vonn dated Tiger Woods, right?
Was that the one was that the married one, or was that the side chick?
No, that was no. This was after he was divorced. His ex-wife is Elin Nordegren, but Lindsey Vonn dated Tiger Woods. She hasn't dated a white guy since. I think she's dating like some semi-professional football player who happens to be black, right? Lindsey Vonn,
like it's an accident, just happened to be.
No,
I didn't know.
The point is that Lindsey Vonn openly dated Tiger fucking Woods. Tiger Woods ain't a white dude. So it is my assertion that any white female who competes on The Bachelor, and The Bachelor is an African American male, at that point she is literally taking herself off of the sexual marketplace. In other words, white guy, she is going to be radioactive to white guys. What say you?
See, that's funny. I think there's a part of that's an American phenomenon. Case in point, I'd go to my family reunions at my grandmother's place in Alberta. Okay. Those were the faster black folk. Right. The ones that got on the railroad and got out of town while the getting was good. But right. I remember this. Every time we had a family reunion, I have about 19, 20 aunts and uncles, and they all came home, and they all used to brag. They'd all have white husbands and white wives, and except for Odie. He was the one guy. He always came with like a native girl. Okay. Always had a new native girl and a new leased car every time he came over. It was like by clock.
It's always upgrading.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They always treated it like it was a trophy. Like, look what I got. Right. Even Doris, 300-pound, huge lady. She had like a 160-pound French guy. Wow. And the first time I ever met him was when I was 6 years old, and she threw him through a screen door as we were coming over. I don't know why that's relevant here. I just thought it was a good. I like telling it when I can, but yeah, I think in America, I definitely see that. Obviously, like porn is a good way to see what guys' inner desires are like. I don't know why everybody's hooked on their stepsisters all of a sudden, but whatever.
Wait, what?
But I definitely think there's something to that. I would say on the flip side, though, because we know women are the ones that spend money. They're the ones that advertisers are always looking for because they're emotional and they will buy things. I think if you have a black man with a bunch of white women chasing after him, I think you lose out on every single female black woman who wants to buy Gillette razors on that TV show in the commercial breaks.
Every single black
And
woman.
so I
you said?
think they wouldn't want to do it for that reason.
I'm going to push back on this because black women only make up 6% of the U.S. population. And so the only businesses that are really worried about black women are black-owned businesses. Because black women, Ryan, they have proclaimed, okay, we're going to boycott this company or that
Here,
company.
apologies.
Because
Can you hear my dog right there?
yeah, I can hear you, dog. Dude, I've got 2 dogs, a cat, a hamster, and 2 fish. Man.
I'm
It's
gonna
all
go
white
mute to
noise
deal
to
with
me.
this. Keep talking though.
Okay, but like I said,
Chunky.
it's
Come here.
black women only make
Come
up
here.
6% of the population. And black women have tried to boycott things to show their solidarity against XYZ company who shows black women in a bad light. Here's the problem. They never, ever make a dent, right? Black actors who date white women, we're going to boycott his movies. Those black actors are still rich. So the Economist, the Madison Avenue, the ad guys, they don't give a fuck about the black woman demographic. I don't think that's the reason. I don't think that's the reason that ABC would not have a black bachelor. That's just, I think the reason why, I think ABC would love to do it because it would definitely get the ratings. But if you're a white girl and you compete on The Bachelor and you're competing on The Bachelor for a black man, I think that from then on out, you are literally, dude, every white guy, no white guy is going near her. Like I said, case in point, Lindsey Vonn. Any white celebrity, any white female celebrity who has a propensity for dating brothers, she doesn't date white dudes anymore, man. That's just what I think.
Interesting. All right, I'll have to go with yours. You know more about the market than me. Although I find that funny because I remember that chick that was floating around Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram for a while that was licking toilets.
What?
And she seemed to get more attention from it. So
wait. Hold on. What? Wait.
Oh, you don't remember this? Yeah.
God,
There was some
dude, that is unbelievable.
goofy chick with premium snaps, like one of those e-thoughts.
Okay.
And eventually she went viral with this video of her licking a toilet in a airport bathroom.
Oh,
or
sweet
either airport or
mother of
airplane. I can't
God.
remember which. But then like her popularity rose.
Oh.
Now, I don't know where I'm going with this other than, is that the only thing you have to do is date a guy who dresses from the WooWear store to get your things dropped? Because clearly licking toilets isn't going to do it.
That is it. Right? Listen, a white girl could do the most vile, disgusting things, right? She could have 3 baby daddies. Dude, a white girl, especially with the thirst of American men, a white girl can do all sorts of things to essentially gross out guys or to make herself because again, Ryan, we got bitches out here that have BPD. We got bitches out here who have drug problems. They're pill poppers. They do the most disgusting, vile shit. But as soon as a white man finds out that a white girl he is interested in has dated a black guy, she is radioactive. He will not go near her. This is how this is. A black bachelor would do exactly that to any white female who decides to compete on the Black Bachelor.
All right, interesting. So let's roll with this then.
Okay.
Let's say, is this a problem with, for crying out loud here, I got to pause for a second.
Go ahead, man. You guys can, I'm going to put Ryan's links in the chat here. You guys can go to his website, ryanstone.com. I'm putting that in the chat now. Now, I'm not looking at the chat. I have a stream deck, which allows me to put things on here. Be sure to subscribe to his YouTube channel where he does Red Mornings with Carl Black Label Logic every morning before the Red Make. So you guys start like right around 10, right?
Man, it's the neighbors always walk their dog right about this time.
Oh, okay.
All right, so let's follow through with this then. So what's the issue? Do you think the issue is the girls don't want to demean themselves on camera? I don't want to say this in like a
that's
negative way.
No.
That's how you're playing it.
Listen, you won't say it, but I will. That's the reason. They don't want to demean themselves. And listen, a lot of white girls fuck niggas on the low, right? There are a lot of white girls out here, Ryan, who have sexual
experience for the longest time.
Well, exactly.
Did I ever tell you this in my pickup days?
Say what?
Yeah, in my pickup days, that was my niche. It was that I'm dark enough that your dad doesn't want you dating me, but I wasn't so dark that it was like it was past their comfort zone. So what
was your second theory? So they either don't want to demean themselves,
is it that the girls don't want to be demeaned, or is it that there's an insecurity among the middle American population? Like I know there's obviously that big Bill Burr sketch where they talk about we're the strongest slave and the blah blah blah. So there's this general impression that like black guys from America tend to be like a eugenics experiment for 400 years.
Listen, Ryan, listen, correct on all fronts. This is the thing. And the reason, one thing that perpetuates this, two of the main factors that perpetuate this is the black culture and pornography. Every black, and dude, I haven't looked at porn in like 5 years, but every black, that's where the myth of the big black cock came from, right? Listen, I'm blessed below the belt, but I don't have a fucking porn star sized cock. Every black male porn star you see, Ryan, has this huge 19-inch dick, right? Black and on the whole, black people seem to have better genetics. Look at our professional sports leagues here in America, right? The only sport we don't dominate is baseball racially. But guess what, Ryan? 4 of the top 6 home run hitters of all time in Major League history are African American. Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, Barry Bonds, Ken Griffey Jr. So you mean to tell me that 8% of all baseball players are black, but we occupy 66% of the top. So it's a genetic thing too. So when a black guy,
that's what I'm wondering. Is it genetic though? Because if you think about it, and I remember, like, think about small town like Puerto Rico and that.
Sure.
What options do you have down there? Most people play baseball because that's their end goal.
That's right. That's right.
So is it a case of increased genetics, or is it a case of, let's say you're from, I can't think, like, what's a white state?
Idaho.
Idaho. Let's say Idaho. Guys down there, they have options. Some guys go into business. There's 8 or 9 different sports you could play. There's all kinds of things. Let's say you're raised in Baltimore. What are your options if you want to get out of Baltimore?
Yeah, they're all around, yeah.
Football or like some sport, a rap career. I know that's like the stereotype.
Sure. So
I'm wondering if it's more so that a higher percentage of the community is geared towards these athletic endeavors. When, let's say, a white guy from Kentucky or Iowa or something like that, even if he had those same genetic gifts, would probably move towards being a lawyer or something else.
There you go. That could be it. But when a white guy sees a white woman with a black man, he assumes that the black guy is physically superior to him. He's got a 19-inch cock. He fucks her like a porn star. Ryan, it is only a sexual thing. That's it.
Oh yeah.
It is only a sexual thing, and it is perpetuated by pornography. White guys who spank the monkey to porn, they see that it appears that the average black male pornographic actor has a bigger cock than the average white guy. Ryan, there are just as many. I mean, I don't know this for sure, but my guess is scientifically there are just as many white guys with big cocks as there are black guys. But because pornography perpetuates that, white guys internalize this, and so when they see a white woman with a black man, she's considered tainted because in his mind, there's no way I'm going to be able to fuck her with my 18-inch dick. I'm not going to be able to make her squirt and moan and groan. I think that's it.
And I never got that either because I mean, there's always a bigger fish.
Sure.
I'm not tall. I'm like 175 centimeters. I think that's what, 5'9", 5'10", something like that.
5'9", yeah. We're right. Backward here with our imperial, because when you said 179 centimeters, I'm like, say what?
But here's the thing. There's always going to be somebody bigger than you. There's somebody bigger than me. There's somebody bigger than Rolo, who's like 6 foot. There's somebody bigger than AJ, who's 6'2". There's Jack, who's 6'4". Somebody's always going to be bigger.
Right.
And so if you're sitting here worried about somebody being bigger than you physically, then that's a never-ending insecurity that you're never going to get rid of.
Listen, it's not just about the size; it's the cock size, Ryan. We're breaking it all the way down. What's that?
When I was referring to size, that's what I meant.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, my bad. I thought you were talking about.
Yeah, but there's like 1.6 billion Chinese, and we know how that stereotype works.
Of course,
so they seem to have figured out a way to still have sex and have fun with it.
Right.
But I agree. Until you deal with this huge male insecurity among middle America, you're probably going to have this stereotype constantly out there.
And
it's not up to the minority community to do that. Like, why would you? No, people with 4-inch dicks from Baltimore are not going to go out and like, no, let's break these stereotype bonds. I'm actually not sexually adequate. Like, it's not going to happen.
Christ. Listen, for those reasons, it is purely sexual, Ryan. That's it. This is why there will never be a black bachelor. Because if you are a white female and you compete for the affections of a black man, you are signaling to the world that you have more than likely fucked with black men on a sexual level. And white men who find out that a white woman has had sexual intercourse, you know the saying, once you go black, you don't go back. Even white girls perpetuate this myth, right? Even white girls do it. So if white girls do it, white girls are saying this. This is their own women telling them this. So when you got girls saying once you go black, you don't go back, and then she tries to come back, and you know she's fucked with niggas, guys are gonna be like, no way. This is why there will never be. I would love to see a black bachelor on. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Here, I think it would happen, but here's what's never going to happen to make it happen.
Okay.
You get the majority of mainstream America, for example.
Right.
You get them hardcore red pill. That means lifting, eating right, getting good game, building up all those alpha characteristics that we talk about, like aloofness, charm, impulsiveness, outcome independence. You
Bingo.
get everybody in America to that point, and then I would think you would see it happen. But that's why it's not going to happen. Because...
Listen, I'll give you.
There's always going to be an 80% of men insecure about
There you
that
go.
20%.
That's exactly right. And I use myself as an example, right? If I were out on a first date with a girl, and this particular girl was, and of course, this is if I'm a beta male, and I allow this woman to talk about her ex-boyfriend. If she told me that her ex-boyfriend was 6'4", we had the greatest sex because he had a huge dick, he drove a badass car, had an athletic body, Ryan, I'm not going out on a second date with that girl. You want to know why? It has nothing to, because he is of higher value than I perceive myself to be. It has nothing to do with race. So he's a tall guy with a huge cock and a bigger car. Me not going out with her for a second date, obviously because she's alpha widowed, but it has everything to do with his physical makeup. Black men, there is the stereotype that black men are genetically superior, both physically and sexually. And this is perpetuated by pornography, the rap culture, and professional sports. I'll give you the last word.
That's some of the best PR I've ever seen, by the way, for the community. You guys have made yourselves out to be King Chad.
Straight,
You've been doing it for
straight
40
up.
years.
Hell yeah. Listen, hey.
At the very least, you got to give props. You guys understand narrative and driving it home.
Goddamn right. He is Ryan Stone of 4th R Consulting. RyanStone.com is that is his website. Exclusive content. You guys can book one-on-one consultations. If you want to support him even further, check out his Patreon page @_Ryan_Stone. Ryan, as usual, man, thanks for making time for us. And I guess I will talk to you this coming Saturday, man.
Oh yeah, sounds good. It's always a blast. Have
Good
fun,
stuff,
Johnny.
man. Coming up, I am going to tell you guys why girlfriends are better than wives. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. She turned to me. She says, "Has there ever been a black bachelor?" And I said, I just kind of laughed. I was like,
All right,
no.
can you hear me?
There will never
we're off
be
now?
a black
Okay, good
bachelor.
stuff.
She couldn't believe it.
I'm in a
She
commercial
scrolled
break,
through all
but,
the seasons.
listen, thanks for
there's
making
never
time for me,
been
man. I
a
really,
black
really appreciate
bachelor,
it.
a black male.
No worries. I'm always getting
Bachelor.
paranoid now. Like
And
this. I'm going to be watching
there's never
this
going to
video
be
on
a black
CNN
male
in 2
bachelor.
years having
I
to
hope I'm
explain
wrong,
myself.
but I don't think so. And I'm going to give you guys 3 reasons why there will never be.
So it's good.
3 of
Either
many
way,
reasons
hopefully
why
I'm
there
here
will never
Saturday.
be a
Anthony
black
gave a
bachelor.
how
These are my
dare you
top
speech when I
3
asked him to
reasons
stop
there will
shitting
never
on
be a
TRP
black
and making
bachelor.
Carl and I get
Number
all
one,
the
it's going
hate
to piss
from
off white males and black females. There is, listen, like it or not, admit it or not, guys. Again, I don't make the rules. I see what I see. I hear what I hear. There's an undercurrent of resent with a lot of white guys about black men dating white girls, pretty white girls. Listen, everyone endorses interracial relationships for the most part, but when it comes, but the most polarizing of interracial relationships in the world are black men who are in relationships with white women. Listen, there's all sorts of other interracial relationships. When people say interracial relationship, you automatically think of black man, white woman. That's how this goes. So going to this mythical imaginary version of The Bachelor, the Black Bachelor, if there's a black man dating a bunch of beautiful white women, that's going to piss them off. That's going to piss off some white guys. They're not going to say anything about it. Right, because of course we all know that white men are under attack. I mean, white men can't really put a toe out of line before people shoot them down on social media. It is definitely gonna piss off black women. Okay, listen, to see a black male as a black female eliminate black women in favor of white girls, guys, it gets their blood boiling. And make no mistake, this is exactly what would happen. No, there's no call-ins on this one, guys. I'm gonna cut this. I'm gonna make this high and tight. I'm already 30 minutes late for deadlifting, so I'm gonna cut this high and tight. We're gonna get right to the point here. Devin and I, when we're out, okay, listen, they see me, attractive black man with an attractive white woman. Black females give us dirty looks, and any black man out there who dates white females on the regular, we all experience the same things. Now, white guys also give us they give us looks. They look in our direction, but they don't really give us the dirty looks. Again, black women have carte blanche to do and say whatever they want in public. right? White guys don't have that privilege. That doesn't mean that they don't feel the same way. I've also made comparisons about. I've actually done a show on why white fathers do not like about how white fathers and black mothers do not like it when their teenagers date interracially. And if there's a black bachelor, that would bring all of those feelings to the forefront. Absolutely. Dorian Nant says, if that's a real show, I might tune in. Bruh, if there's a black bachelor, listen, man, I'm in. I am totally in. I could not agree more. Number 2, the second reason why there will never be a black bachelor. The sexual market value of the white female contestants will plummet. I don't make the rules, guys. White guys can say all they want to. Well, I don't care who she dates as long as she's... Nah, no, sir. The world is going to see these white girls competing for a black man, okay? And when they see these white girls competing for a black man, this tells them that they are open to the idea of marrying a black man. And if they're open to the idea of marrying or dating a black man, there is a better than above average chance that most of these white girls will have dated black men in their past. On Becca K's season of The Bachelorette, of the 28 men that she chose as contestants, 7 of them were black men, gentlemen. That's 25%. Now, the one who got the furthest was Wills. I knew he wasn't winning because a white woman is not going to choose a black man on national TV when she's got all these white guys. Listen, black females, bottom of the sexual food chain, white guys, top of the sexual market food chain. This is how it is. Black men, I would like to think maybe I'm a little bit biased, but we are a close second. And I'd like to think the gap is closing, but I digress. Anyway, we all knew that Becca had fucked with black dudes in the past. Otherwise, why would she have black men competing for her love and affection and her commitment? White guys consider white women who have dated black men as contaminated. Yes, they do. And if you're a white guy and you're going to sit here and tell me, well, I don't hold... Yeah, of course you do. Right? Listen, you see the reactions. Go to YouTube, go to Google. I mean, listen, white guys, when a white man finds out that his white girlfriend has dated a black man, dude, they lose their shit. I had a good friend of mine, a real good friend of mine in North Carolina. Her and her white boyfriend, they were pregnant. She's pregnant. They're about to buy a house. He asked her out of the blue one day because he was scrolling through her Facebook page, and she always referred to her ex-boyfriend as D. Now, I don't understand how a white guy can't figure out that a white girl's ex-boyfriend by the name of D isn't black. I guess he just decided to ask. He asked her, wait a minute, was D a black guy? And she said, well, yeah. Guys, he completely lost his shit. He called her a nigger lover. He said, I knew you felt loose down there. I mean, dude, he insulted her, kicked her out of his house. Honestly, I haven't heard from her. That was a year ago. I haven't heard from her since. I have no idea what has happened with her. The point is that this is how a lot of white men, and listen, I'm not a white guy, so I don't know. But I would venture to say that most white guys, when they find out that their white girlfriends have dated black men in the past, dude, that's it. They're out. Right? Now, should it be this way? I don't know, but that's how it is. Fair or unfair, if a white man finds out that a white woman has dated a black man, she is considered to be contaminated and undateable. Again, and I'll say this again, this is why white fathers lose their shit when they find out their daughters are dating black boys. He knows about the sexual marketplace. He knows that once his daughter gets the reputation for the white girl who dates black guys, dude, the white guys are going to leave her alone. This is just how it is. Every white contestant on The Black Bachelor will be radioactive. Yeah, listen, they'll get plenty of attention from black men for sure. But after that show, their dating options will be limited. For better or worse, I don't know. Again, I don't make the rules. That's how it is. Welcome back to the 449th edition of TSR Live, your daily dose of red pill truth, wisdom, and awareness. It is Tuesday, May 14th, 2019. Later on today, I'm going to be releasing even more exclusive content on Patreon. This afternoon at 4, I'm releasing a video instructing you on how to make a woman invest in you. And at 5 p.m., I'm releasing part 2 of Donovan's Immutable Truths About Sluts. So lots of great content getting released today. Become a patron now at patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe. And you too will get access to this valuable content. Less than 17 cents a day is all it takes to get access to this stuff, guys. Shout out to my patrons. I greatly, greatly appreciate your support. Speaking of support, big thanks goes out to Zenith with the $2 super chat. Just keep up the good work. Paul Sanabria, who I haven't seen in here in quite some time. Good to see you, brother. With the $5 super chat, says keep up the good, or he says always on point. I greatly, greatly appreciate that. Very, very good segment there by Ryan Stone. Ryan's one of the smartest guys I know, man. This is why I love being a part of the Red Man group, because those guys, listen, sure, I know more about women than the average man, right? Like, I get that, but that doesn't mean that I can't, that I don't stand to learn something. And every time I talk to guys like Ryan, Steve, Rollo, etc., I always learn something new. I'm always able to add a little bit more dimension in the way of my own understanding of women, the sexual marketplace, and so on and so forth. So big thanks goes out to Ryan Stone for coming into the towers and dropping a little bit of knowledge. So we're going to take a turn, right? It's been pretty racial here for the first hour and change here on TSR Live. We're going to take a hard left turn, and we're going to talk about why girlfriends are better than wives. It's really interesting when you think about the reactions from people when a man or a woman tell people that they're boyfriend and girlfriend as opposed to being engaged to be married, right? When a woman tells her friends, OMG, I have a boyfriend, her friends aren't really that impressed. It's her fourth boyfriend this year, and she cheated on the last three with the guy who never committed to her in the 2 years they were fucking, right? Her friends know this was no big deal, but now she's still got to work to maintain his attention and commitment. They know that this boyfriend could bounce at any time for any reason with zero damage and zero loss, right? Standard operating procedure. When a man tells his friends, well, I decided to make Ashley my main chick, they're all giving him high fives because they know Ashley's going to be on her best behavior. They know she's giving him head. They know she's cooking him meals. They know she's staying in pocket. They know Ashley's giving him regular sex. Now, when a woman tells her friends, OMG, I'm engaged, now they're impressed. You see, getting dick and relationship commitment, getting that from men, that's easy. The trick is getting him to put a ring on it. And if she pulls this off, if she actually pulls this off, gets a man to commit to her long term, okay, her friends know that she's hit the jackpot. All she's got to do is drag his ass down the aisle, have just one kid with him, and she is set for life. She no longer has to actively work for his attention and commitment because marriage is the golden ticket out of having to maintain her value as a woman of value to a man. Divorced or not, he is stuck with her financially for life. And everybody knows it. When a man tells his friends, yeah, Ashley wore me down, we're getting hitched, his homeboys know it is the beginning of the end. Okay? They know that 7 years, 3 kids, and 2 affairs later, he is going to be dealing with a fat, bitchy woman who has him by the balls in every conceivable way. Gentlemen, men know. We as men, we know that girlfriends are better than wives. We know that girlfriends have to work harder than wives. And as we all know, women these days, they want that pyramid scheme, right? They want to get paid every day for work they only do one time. 1 blowjob, 1 kid, and 1 good divorce lawyer to take half his shit, and she can sit around eating donuts and fried chicken until the day she dies. So for any man out there who's thinking about getting married, I'm going to point out the stark differences between wives and girlfriends. And the 3 main areas are sex, behavior, and control. So let's go ahead and get started here. Let's start with sex. And we're going to start with the wives. Put simply, wives are no longer motivated to fuck their husbands, guys. Okay? Once they get that ring, once they drag his ass down the aisle, they think it's all over. And that is the fault of men. Husbands don't require wives to keep up the behavior that earned her that ring in the first place, if she even earned it at all. My ex-wife Darcy, she did this the minute we crossed the Florida state line. We had this fairy tale beginning, right? We eloped from work. I took her to a paradise-like state, right? And all I got in return was starfish sex and attitude. Blowjobs? Don't make me laugh. Anal sex? Completely out of the question. Guys, I tell you no lie, in 7 years of marriage, Darcy sucked my dick maybe 3 times, and I never went back door. So much for obedience in our wedding vows. Girlfriends, on the other hand, girlfriends give up the ass on the regular because they're not legally bound to you in the way of marriage. You see, guys, girlfriends are far more motivated to fuck because they don't have that ironclad commitment that gives them permission to close their legs. Read marriage. Marriage or some sort of long-term commitment, that's what they're working for. That's what they're working towards. That's why they're always on their best behavior. Going back to Darcy, she fucked and sucked me all the time when we were boyfriend and girlfriend. She was the best girlfriend that I had ever had to that point. She even cooked. Girlfriends also suck cock. They let you fuck them in the ass on the regular if your game is tight. Devin, my current girlfriend, she sucks my dick. She gives me anal when I want it and does whatever the fuck I want. Why? Because she knows I'll walk right out the fucking door without a second glance if she stops, and she can't use the state to take her pound of flesh when and if I decide to do it. The second area we're going to talk about is behavior. We're going to start with wives. Now, it is an open secret that wives are the worst behaved women on the planet. They're bitchy. They complain. And like I said earlier, they stop giving up the pussy. And when they do, right, when they actually do give up the pussy, again, it's unenthusiastic. It's duty-like starfish sex. Gentlemen, wives don't represent you well in public, nor are they interested. What are you going to do if she gets out of pocket? What, leave? Right? Give up the kids and half of your present and future earnings? Wives behave badly because they have leverage as soon as you marry her. She has even more leverage when you get her pregnant. She knows she's got you by the balls the minute you sign away your life. That marriage certificate and recite your wedding vows. Hey, dress sexy tonight. What's she gonna say? No. What are you gonna do about it? Not fuck her? She doesn't want to fuck you anyway, so you're doing her a favor. Hey, make some snacks for my friends when they come over to watch the game. No. What are you gonna do about it? Ignore it? You gonna ignore her? She wants you to ignore her so she can go out and spend your money or fuck one of her coworkers. Marriage is a disadvantage for men, and women know this, and this is exactly why they act like they don't give a shit. And they openly do this. They don't even have to hide it anymore. They know that as soon as you even think about divorce, they can cash in that lottery ticket they've been holding on to since the day she tricked you into walking down that aisle. Girlfriends, on the other hand, they behave much better. They do whatever it takes to make and keep you happy. They do the little things to make your life easier, and of course, the pussy is always on a silver platter when and if you decide to fuck her. Girlfriends make a conscious effort to look good for you. They behave well in public by not getting out of pocket. Girlfriends don't talk back. Girlfriends are happy to be on your arm. They are happy to be with you. Hey, for tonight, wear nothing but black lipstick and heels. What's her response going to be? What color lipstick? When you ask her, hey, my homeboys are coming over to watch the game, make snacks. What kind of beer do you want? That's what she's going to ask you. What do you do if she doesn't listen? You withdraw your attention or possibly even leave, guys. Girlfriends are keenly aware of this, especially when they are with a man in demand, a man of means and value. Again, as far as women go, no commitment equals no leverage. This is exactly why girlfriends act better than wives. You keep your leverage and you will keep her in line. The third area where girlfriends are better than wives are control over one's life. Let's go over the husbands first. Husbands can never make decisions unilaterally. They can, but they don't because they're afraid of their wives. Remember that leverage she has, right? If you piss her off, she's going to exercise that leverage. They feel like they have to have the permission of their wives to take a piss. And it's fucking pathetic, man. The sad thing is, you know what's best. You're a man. If your woman trusts you, she will trust your judgment even if she doesn't agree with it at the time. Dudes are running shit by their wives even if it's inconsequential, like dress shoes or cologne, getting a new phone, even a gallon of fucking milk. All of that shit has to be run by their wives, and it is a miserable fucking existence. Want to go out with your buddies to blow off some steam? Nope. She's sick. You want to join a softball league? Nope. You don't have the time. You want to join a bowling league? Nope. You can't afford it. Why? Because she says you can't. Husbands have no control of their lives. Every decision they make They have to consider what their wives will think, say, do, and react. And 9 times out of 10, wives sabotage anything a husband plans to do that will bring him joy or satisfaction without her. This is what they like to do. Bachelors, as far as they're concerned, unmarried men do whatever the fuck they want, whenever the fuck they want to, and however the fuck they want to do it. They don't need permission from anybody, least of all their girlfriends. Want to go to the mountains for the weekend? Yep. Maybe bring your girl or fuck buddy. Maybe you don't. But you're going regardless of what she says or thinks. Right? Want to go out with your buddies for a few beers? Yep. Nobody's going to stop you. Want to have your friends over for no reason at all? Of course you can. It's your world and it's your fucking place. There's nobody to tell them what they can or can't do because nobody has them by the balls. Every decision they make is unilateral. So they don't need permission from anybody to do anything. Like I said earlier, guys, wives have zero motivation to be good wives, and girlfriends have every reason to stay in pocket. But above all, do not get married, because the moment you do, your leverage goes right out the door along with your freedom, your money, and your balls. Guys, do the right thing. Do not give her that ring. Coming up next, we close out the show by exposing the myth of female strength. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back. Most women, they make great short-term girlfriends, which is really just another name for fuck buddy or friend benefits. Most females within a 2-week fuckfest, they're on their best behavior. They answer your calls, they text back immediately, you get sex on command, you get treated well. We've all been there. This is what we call the honeymoon phase. Now, the reason women treat you the best when you first start fucking them is because you're new. You're the shiny new cock. She doesn't really know that much about you, but what she does know is that she likes fucking you, and she enjoys your company. Not knowing much about you works to your advantage because her perception of you is dictated by her imagination. If a woman likes you enough, she'll imagine things she doesn't know about you as favorable traits. This is why men who have an air of mystery and mystique are always treated much better than men who are open books, who verbally vomit his feelings and who he is and what he's looking for all the time. Darcy told me, my ex-wife Darcy, she told me when we first started dating that I had a mystique about her. Or that I had a mystique about me, rather. But the longer we were together, the more of that mystique wore off, and eventually I was just like every other guy she'd been with. This is just part of the process, guys. This is just what time does to everyone. Anyway, we as men, we don't require much for short-term girlfriends. If she looks good, sucks good, and fucks good, then it's all good. We're not worried about anything else because we know that whatever shit she has with her isn't going to matter because we're not going to be around long enough to discover it or at least be affected by it. But long-term relationships, they are much different, obviously. And where most men fuck things up is the vetting process. Most men these days use the short-term girlfriend vetting standard as the long-term relationship girlfriend vetting standard. But then they wonder why they all cheated on him with Kevin and Sales. They wonder why she fucked Billy the cocaine dealer behind the dumpster. They all wonder why she carried on an affair with Dave, the garage band player who may or may not live in a storage unit. Now, before we get into the vetting process, a female has to meet a number of prerequisites if she wants to be considered for training for a potential long-term relationship. I'm going to give you guys the 8 most important prerequisites a woman has to have before you even begin to think about training her. Number 1, got to be attractive. If I don't want to fuck you, I'm not interested. Period. Number 2, no kids. Not trying to take care of another nigga's kids. Fuck that noise. Number 3, you can't be a broke-ass bitch. Listen, I don't mind spending a little coin on my woman if she earns that privilege and the situation warrants it. But I'm not going to pay a woman's electric bill. I'm not going to pay her phone bill. I'm not going to pay her car note. She doesn't have to be rich, but she's got to be able to pay her bills. Number 4, no feminists. No need to elaborate here. Feminists make bad girlfriends and wives as a natural byproduct of their ideology. Number 5, no feminist beliefs. Alan Roger Curry said this to me a long time ago, and it's always stuck with me. Well, he said to me, most women don't identify as feminist, but most of them have feminist beliefs, such as the ridiculous notion of gender equality, egalitarian relationships, and this bullshit wage gap. These women can sometimes be even worse than feminists. Listen, as bad as feminists are, at least they're upfront with you about their fucked up mindset. Number 6, honesty. Guys, a woman who cannot be trusted is a woman who will make a bad wife and mother. Okay? The very tool that women use to cheat and engage in nefarious behavior is lying. More women lie than women who do not. This is an immutable fact. Spotting a lying female, it's always a little bit difficult at first, simply because you don't really know her that well. But women have a way of telling on themselves through a concept that we in the manosphere like to call trickle truth. And I'll give you a quick example. Let's say a girl tells you that she and her boyfriend broke up because he was physically abusive and he cheated on her. You give her the benefit of the doubt because A, you weren't there so you don't know, and B, you were giving her the benefit of the doubt, which is a huge mistake in and of itself. If what she says is true, she'll never talk about it, okay? But if it's not, she'll let the truth slip out about parts of their relationship that contradict what she's already told you. She might slip up and tell you that he was sweet, or that he would never lay a hand on her, or something to that effect. Guys, if you catch her in even one lie, she is a liar and cannot be trusted. Honest women are women who are honest even when they don't have to be. Unfortunately, most females out here take the easy road and they just lie. But if you can find a woman, if you can find a female who is honest to a fault, you might have someone who could qualify for training. Number 7, willing transparency. Guys, this is a big one. I used to discuss often the fact that my girlfriend, Devin, she's got a GPS monitor on her phone. She's got a keylogger, which allows me to see every single keystroke, as well as software that notifies me when she leaves or arrives at any location in our city, including where we live, where she works, stores we frequent, and so forth. Now, it goes without saying that she does not have a lock on her phone, and she allows me to go through her phone whenever I damn well please. I also made her delete all of her social media accounts, and she happily obliged. She always tells me, my life is so much better since I left social media. Now, the reason she does this is because she wants to be completely transparent. She wants to be. She wants me to be 100% certain that she's not up to anything suspicious. No less than 99.9% of cheating happens on a woman's phone. Facebook, Tinder, WhatsApp, Twitter, you name it, girls use it to fuck other dudes. Devin has forfeited her autonomy to become completely transparent, meaning she has no issue with me knowing exactly what she does on her phone. This is one of the main reasons I made her my girlfriend. Now, do I go through her shit all day? No, I don't have time for that shit. But if something is amiss, if something doesn't feel right, if something doesn't pass the smell test, I don't have time to be going through her shit all the time. But if there's a pattern, if something is a little bit off, that's when I'll go through it and find out what the fuck is going on. Now, requiring a keylogger and a GPS tracking on your woman's device, that's next level game, guys, okay? I require it because I'm Donovan fucking Sharpe, and I've been in the game for almost a decade. But for men out there who aren't quite as experienced, it would be very unwise to attempt something that you're not really ready to attempt, okay? There's a lot that goes into the whole GPS thing, and most guys just aren't ready for that, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. You'll get there at some point. It takes a while. Not requiring your woman to put a keylogger and a GPS tracker on her phone, that doesn't mean you can't keep her in line anymore. That requiring her to do this will keep her from cheating. A lot of my detractors like to say, Donovan, your woman could still cheat on you. You can't make her not cheat. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Well, then why do you require all this stuff? Oh, very good question. Devin could cheat on me if she wanted to. She could. Maybe she has. I'll never know. Right? But the reason I require this is not to keep her from cheating. If a woman wants to cheat, she's going to cheat. No. The reason I do what I do is to make cheating as difficult as possible. Right? Listen, any woman can fuck any other man. Any man can fuck any other woman. It's getting away with it and keeping it away from your significant other. That's the trick. So if Devin really wanted to get away from cheating, she would have to jump through a shitload of hoops, come up with stories, wrapped in stories and all that stuff. At some point, she'll either come to a conclusion, A, this guy's not worth fucking because I just, if she wants to get away with it, she wants her cake and eat it too, right? So is this cake really worth jumping through the hoops? A, she might decide it's not to, or B, she might decide, you know what? I really want to fuck this guy and I really don't love Donovan as much as I used to. So I'm just going to tell him straight up, Donovan, look, it's been real, but I don't want to do this anymore. Right? That didn't keep her from cheating. That kept her from getting away with it. Could she get away with it? Sure, I'm sure she could. It would be very fucking difficult. And I'll also tell you this. If we've got a security system. We have a very nice we have a security system. If somebody really wanted to come in here and steal all our shit when we're both gone, they could get away with it. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to leave my doors unlocked. That doesn't mean I'm going to disarm our system. Right? If you don't want to get robbed, don't leave your doors unlocked. Well,
always trying to say I shouldn't be with that chick. The real reason why is cause you want that bitch, but you ain't never been her type. Said you always want to hate, guess I'm doing something right. You're telling me I broke, dude, what's new? Having money never gonna lame you. On top of that, all these gold diggers gonna take you and break you. Monetarily rape you. Oh, they love it when I talk my shit. It's what he said, dude, stay police.
Welcome back to the show. Episode 449 of TSR Live. Good to have you guys back in here on a Tuesday. I've had a great show so far. Be sure to follow, add, and like me on Facebook and Twitter. Just search Donovan Sharpe. I am, of course, back on Instagram at Donovan Sharpe 1. That's Donovan Sharpe and the number 1. Or you can just type in Donovan Sharpe and it'll come right up. Send me your show ideas, guys. Let me know what your show requests are, what you want me to talk about. If you guys come across an article, a blog post, something on social media, anything and everything Red Pill related, send them all to tsr at donovansharpe.com. Again, that is TSR on donovansharpe.com. Again, you guys drive the bus here. Never, ever, ever forget about that. So I'm going to talk about the myth of female strength compared to what real female strength is and what it should be. Not the female strength peddled to us by television, movies, social media. I'm talking about real life, honest to goodness female strength, right? The kind of female strength that real women should embrace, that real women should embody. But before I do that, I'm going to compare male strength to female strengths. Strong women, gentlemen, these days are touted as the best option for men. Wife up a strong woman and you'll never have problems. She can lift you up when you're down. She'll challenge you to be your best, and on and on and on. The problem is, these women are only good options in movies and televisions. And the relationships that occur on screen are fictional and false. Guys, a marriage or a long-term relationship with a woman who is strong, has a career, and attempts to exhibit masculine level strength never works out. Ever. Okay? So right now I'm going to examine the difference between male strength and female strength. I'm also going to talk about how females try to emulate that male strength and how it sabotages their lives as well as their relationships and destroys their chance at happiness. So let's start with physical strength here. Now, male physical strength, it's fairly straightforward. Okay, the things that make a man strong have to be earned. And that means it takes discipline and experience to build real world masculine strength. As men, we are born bigger, faster, stronger than women. Okay? The disparity in terms of raw physical strength between men and women, it is vast. Okay? Men can further cultivate the strength by lifting weights, taking up a martial arts, any number of things that builds up his body and makes him physically stronger. Men like this are revered and respected throughout the world because a physically strong male is more attractive and more capable of defending himself and protecting his woman and offspring from danger. Not to mention that they are also feared, which of course is another form of respect. Now, women attempt to copy this physical strength by touting themselves as physical equals. Again, guys, movies, television, they all consistently portray women fighting toe-to-toe with men, and most of the time winning these fights. Guys, females want the reverence, they want the respect, and the fear that strong men have, okay, as those are favorable traits to have as a person. Where the disconnect happens is that women simply cannot elicit those same feelings, regardless of how many steroids they pump into their bodies. I remember discussing MMA with a girl a while back. This is back in my early Vegas days. Okay. No. This is actually in 2015, right before the Floyd Mayweather Manny Pacquiao. ESPN had put up a poll asking who would win in a fight, right? Floyd Mayweather or Ronda Rousey. Not surprisingly, 77% of people that were polled chose Ronda Rousey. And of course, I voiced my views and I laughed at that shit, right? The girl told me, she said she could easily defeat him and me. She says Ronda Rousey could beat him and you. Guys, I laughed even harder. She asked me, she says Ronda Rousey is a professional fighter. You are not. She would beat you because she's professional. I laughed again and I said, sweetheart, I'm 6'1", 235 pounds. That's what I was at the time. Ronda Rousey is 5'7", 135, and that is her fighting weight, right? I told her I would end Ronda Rousey inside of 15 seconds because I'm a man and I weigh almost 100 pounds more than she does. Now, we went back and forth for a little while. You know, she grew increasingly agitated because I would not concede my defeat in this mythical match against Rousey. But the point is that women are out here actually believing that women are equally as strong as men. Even women who are giving away 100 pounds to a grown-ass man like myself. All one has to do is a quick YouTube search for men hitting women back, and you will see dozens of reminders that men could crush a woman in an instant if he chooses to. I'll save you the trouble, okay? I'll save you the trouble. You can just Google when men fight back, okay? Chicks who fight men don't have a chance, right? A lot of them are bigger than the men. A lot of them are bigger. A lot of these women are bigger than the men that they accost. But bigger women still get their asses kicked by smaller men. The bottom line is that no matter what women do, no matter what they say, no matter what they think, men are physically superior in every way, shape, form, and situation. The sooner women acknowledge this in their actions, the better off we will all be. We don't have to keep watching videos of bitches getting knocked out cold trying to fight men. Let's go to the mental side in terms of mental strength. A man's mental strength is what separates him from other men, right? Now, genes have a lot to do with it. Genes have a lot to do with a man's physical makeup. But mental fortitude is also something that is built through experience and upbringing. A man who experiences very little strife, very little unrest in his life is going to be far weaker upstairs than a man who's been through and seen some shit in his life, right? Like physical strength, your psychological durability is something that you can build and cultivate. Martial arts can definitely help you in this area, as both your body and mind are under constant duress, right? Learning a new language or a new skill, right? Reading or purposely putting yourself in uncomfortable circumstances. Those are two very good ways to increase your mental strength. Men are mentally superior to women. Not only are we smarter, we are more rational, we're more reasonable, and we are not governed by our emotions nearly as often as women are. This explains why women make stupid decisions at a much higher rate than men, because they base a lot of their choices on feelings or whatever other females are doing, which is usually the wrong thing. Another reason for our advantage as far as our cerebral brawn is concerned is chemistry and biology. Now, diseases and mental illnesses, mental disorders notwithstanding, we as men, we are chemically identical from one day to the next. Yeah, we have emotions like everyone else, but by and large, we are the same upstairs just about every day. Women, on the other hand, all over the fucking map. If you doubt this, all you need to do, just take a look at a woman's menstrual cycle, guys. 1/3 of the month, she's bleeding out of her pussy, which means cramps and bloating, which causes agitation, irritability, lack of focus. Another third of the month, her body is preparing is preparing her for her upcoming period called premenstrual syndrome, otherwise known as PMS. This is when women are bitchy. They're short-tempered. They're otherwise insufferable. The last third of the month is when they're ovulating, which sends women into heat. This is the time when women are thinking about nothing but cock 24/7 and will stop at nothing to get it. The point is, guys, is that women are not even close to being mentally consistent upstairs. And we haven't even talked about their feminine hard drive, which doesn't do them any favors either, right? This is why most women fail miserably in positions of leadership, guys. During a 30-day period, in 30 days, women experience 30 different variations of 30 different moods and handle them in 30 different ways. Would you entrust your Fortune 500 company to a creature who is in a perpetual state of chemical change and imbalance? Me neither. So now that we know what female strength, now that we know that female strength is nothing like male strength, let's talk about what real female strength is. Number one, real female strength is standing by her man when the chips are down. No, he doesn't need her to be his rock or his foundation. If he did, she wouldn't be with him in the first place. We are built to withstand high levels of physical and mental stress. And when it arrives, and it will, we don't need a woman who lifts us up. What we need is her support and compliance during times of strife. It takes a very strong woman to stick with a man who's going through a shitstorm, because that's the difficult thing to do. When women jump ship, weak women, they jump shit when the shit gets real, because that's the easy thing to do. It's easy to bail on a man when he's going through some hard times. It's much harder to stick around and see things through, which is why most women don't. Real female strength is understanding the difference between male infidelity and female infidelity. And this is a big one. It's got multiple layers to it. Women who are truly strong in a feminine sense, they know that just because her husband steps out on her doesn't mean he doesn't still love her. There are thousands of women married to millionaires, billionaires, professional athletes, celebrities, and they all know that men are biologically hardwired to seek out and fuck young, pretty girls. They understand that men and women are not created sexually equal. A strong woman acknowledges these differences, accepts them, and doesn't use it as an excuse to act up or get out of pocket and do the same shit. Again, very difficult to do. Okay? Don't kid yourself, guys. Abstaining from being a slut is far from easy as far as women are concerned. But that's exactly why weak women This is exactly why weak women make life as difficult as possible for the men who cheat on them. Because A, she doesn't understand the difference between male and female infidelity. And number two, even if she did, she doesn't want to acknowledge it because it's not easy to do. It is difficult. Think about this. Men who cheat on their wives never leave their wives for the side chick, nor do they have the desire to. Yes, there are exceptions to the rule every now and again. If the wife is fat and bitchy and this, of course he's gonna leave the wife for the side chick, right? But if he has a female of quality, he's not leaving his wife of 13 years for a fucking whore. He's not leaving that for the office slut Katie. He's not doing it. When we cheat, we as men, we cheat mainly for sex, and that's it. Love and sex are not synonymous with one another in the mind of a man. Just because a man likes fucking one woman more than his wife or his main chick doesn't mean he doesn't still love his wife or his main chick. Love and sex are separate to us. They are separate to men. But women who cheat on their husbands, on the other hand, they end up leaving their husbands for the dude they're fucking. They fall in love with him, or at least make an attempt to leave their husbands at a far higher rate. She can have the alpha fucks and the beta bucks, which is exactly why women initiate divorce more than 80% of the time. They got the alpha cock in all their holes while getting child support payments from the ex-husband. The point is that love and sex are one and the same with women. So when they cheat, they do it for sex and many, many other reasons, which is why they close off emotionally from the men they cheat on. And there's another element to this part of real female strength as it applies to male and female infidelity. And pay attention, guys, because this is extremely important for both men and women to understand. And the famous words of Steve the Dean Williams, get your crayons out. Women want a man who's 6'4", movie star looks, washboard abs, 10-inch cock, 10-figure salary, right? We all know about the mythical man who is the object of every woman's unrealistic desires, right? But here's the real delusion. They also want this unicorn to be 100% faithful. Newsflash. Any man with those stats ain't gonna be faithful, ladies. Why? Because other chicks want to fuck him. Other chicks want to be with him. You know you're not the only woman attracted to him, and you know damn well you're not the only woman he's attracted to. Expecting a man like this to stay faithful, it's like leaving a steak in your dog's crate and expecting him not to eat it. It is in the dog's nature to eat the steak. It is in our nature to fuck multiple women. It is our nature to be polygamous. It is not in a woman's nature to fuck multiple men because it is in her nature to be monogamous, which is why most of today's women are fucking miserable. Any man who's fucking a bunch of chick is satisfied with life. He's happy with himself. Even if he never gets married, even if he never has any kids, he is generally pretty content. He might have regrets about not starting a family or having a son to carry on his old name, but it doesn't keep him up at night and it doesn't cause him emotional suicide. On the other hand, women who are fucking a bunch of dudes are never happy, ever. A woman who never gets married or never has kids, she is anxious and depressed. Guys, do not get it twisted. The biological purpose of a female is to procreate. And when they can't or won't, they are sad and miserable until death. A man regretting not having a family, that's not going to fuck us up mentally. It is absolutely mind fucks. It absolutely mind fucks a female. And if you don't believe me, talk to any spinster you know. You can see the sadness in her face. Now, these women who are slutting around always seem happy when they're telling their friends about the 5 dudes they're fucking. But they're not happy. Why? Because they're hardwired to desire and be with one man exclusively. There is no sexual double standard here, guys. A woman can only give birth to a certain number of babies during a certain amount of years. But we as men, we can impregnate women until the day we die. So when you apply the simple math and biology to sexuality, there's no other conclusion to draw. Real female strength is understanding and acknowledging this truth no matter how difficult it may be for her to deal with emotionally. No, women don't want to get cheated on. I'm not going to sit here and tell women, oh, you should live with me cheating on you. But women who belong to 5%ers, women who belong to men of value, apex alpha males, they know and understand this is part of the bargain. Every woman alive would rather get cheated on by a 5%er than be worshipped by a 95%er, and they fucking know it. They know it. And saying that out loud as a woman, that doesn't make you weak. It makes you a woman. As hard as it is to say and acknowledge out loud, it's the gospel truth. Rollo Tomasi says this all the time. Women would rather share an alpha than have a beta all to themselves. Number 3, real female strength is giving your man sex whenever he wants it. A woman with real female strength knows that if a man needs sex, it is her duty to give it to him regardless of how she feels. Headache, tiredness, not in the mood, or any other reason that would otherwise prevent her from giving it up, that's no excuse in her mind. If he wants it, he gets it. Every single time. Strong women, real strong feminine women, they know the importance of sex for men, and they know that if he doesn't get it from her, he's going to get it from someone else. Now, giving up the pussy when you're not feeling it, that's not hard, but it's not really easy, right? Imagine trying to fuck as a man with a limp dick when you're not horny at that very moment, right? Kind of hard. I get it. But real women with real feminine strength put on their big girl panties and take your cock. Of course, after they take off their their panties, or you can pull them to the side, whichever you want. Weak women who are not strong upstairs, feminine wise, they take the easy way out. And they use male desire to misbehave and attempt to manipulate him sexually. Then she loses her shit when she finds out he's fucking the waitress at Red Lobster and posts on Facebook that she just can't understand why he would do such a thing and that all men are cheating dicks for no reason, even though she thought she was the perfect woman. No, he fucked the waitress at Red Lobster because you weren't fucking him at home. Number 4, real female strength. This is a big one. Real female feminine strength is not succumbing to the very easy choice to be a slut in today's world. It is easy for females to fuck a bunch of dudes. It is easy for females to give into temptation and do what every other woman is out here doing. It is very easy to swipe right when they're in heat or feeling depressed or feeling happy or whatever reason they rationalize. Being a slut is one of the easiest things a woman can do these days. It's easier than fucking breathing. But strong women, women with real female strength, they abstain from behaviors that decrease their value as potential long-term mates for 5%ers. A lot of women say, well, I know a 38-year-old woman who was a slut and she still got married. Yeah, to a man that she does not respect and love. Don't get it twisted. They see the real female strength, these real women, they see the long-term benefits of not being sluts and conduct themselves as such. Again, guys, weak women give into this temptation far more often than not. And then they rationalize their bad choices by telling anyone and everyone that everyone else is out here doing it. And that she can simply just hide her past when she's had her fill of random dick. But real female strength is not doing what's easy. Guys, women have high sex drives too. Women want to fuck just as much as we do. Maybe not as often, but women get horny too. You think it's not easy to fuck Kevin in sales, right? Who's flirting with her and giving her an eye fucking her for the last 6 months? You think it's not easy to jump on Tinder and rent a cock for a night because she's ovulating? We can say whatever we want about a woman and we can slut shame them all we want, but not being a slut these days is much harder than being a slut is easy. I'll say it again. Not being a slut in 2019 is a lot harder than being a slut is easy. Being a slut is very easy. Not being a slut is much harder. So if a woman makes a conscious choice not to be a hoe, that, gentleman, is real female strength. None of what I just mentioned has anything to do with masculine strength or channeling masculine traits. These are all feminine qualities and real female strength. Going back to comparing men and women, male strength is mostly proactive. Female strength is mostly temperance. For example, I'll give you an example. Women don't have to go to the gym to be physically attractive, right? They don't have to do any of that stuff. They just have to not eat crap all day. And worst case scenario is that they're attractive. That's the worst case scenario. Now, if she wants to be hot, she's got to hit the gym. She's got to squat. She's got to eat clean. She's got to do all the rest of that. Then she's got to have good genes. But being attractive as a woman doesn't really take any proactive effort. Just don't eat junk food all the time. That's it. As men, we don't have that luxury. We got to hit the gym. We have to work on building up our bodies to be physically attractive to women. A man who only watches what he eats, right, but doesn't work out, he isn't going to get attention from women. We have to be proactive to be physically attractive. All women have to do is exercise self-discipline in their eating habits. That's it. Another example is personality. A woman could have the personality of a doorknob, but as long as she's not bitchy, so long as she's not aggressive, so long as she's not a loudmouth, so long as she's not disrespectful, men will find her easy to talk to, easy to be around, and attractive, right? As men, we can't be that way. We can't be boring to women. We have to be outgoing. We have to take charge. We have to be more assertive, domineering, demanding, confident. The list goes on. Most men don't naturally have these personality traits, so they have to be learned and cultivated in order to keep women attracted to them. We're the ones who have to steer the ship and start stimulating conversations with our women to make them think and challenge them. We're the ones who have to learn how to do this stuff, but women don't. All they have to do is refrain from being insufferable, and they're good to go. That's all they got to do. And don't give me this, well, my woman has to be able to have an intelligent conversation with me and expand my mind and challenge me mentally. That's a bunch of bullshit, and you know it. Because women like that are fucking insufferable. They're fucking bitches. A woman who challenges you, that's just a woman looking to ruffle your feathers and watch you get frustrated. You don't need that, and you damn sure don't want it, so don't give me that nonsense. Just because a woman can't have in-depth conversations with you about astrophysics or the hidden iambic pentameter within the works of Edgar Allan Poe doesn't mean she's a fucking dummy. All females know how to socialize as long as they're not fucking bitches about it. That's more than enough for most men. In the end, guys, women are nowhere close to the same as men, especially when it comes to strength, which includes mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. And we're a hell of a lot smarter too. Open your eyes and quit buying into this bullshit myth that male and female strength is the same thing. Our strengths are very different from one another, and it's meant to be this way to complement each other within the constructs of a sexual relationship, to create a harmonious and balanced existence with the opposite sex. That's why it's called the opposite sex, right? But unfortunately, women want their strength to be respected as male strength. And that is one of the main reasons that sexual relations between men and women are absolutely fucked up in this part of the world. Great show today. Big thanks goes out to Ryan Stone for making an appearance on my show. I appreciate him. I'm going to end today's show by playing the clip from last night's Bachelorette Red Pill play-by-play. It's fucking hilarious. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. Enjoy.
Black dude has to make the top 3. The producer's gonna have to take the L on that, Mossy. Ain't happening. Because you know what top 3 means? Top 3 means he's got to meet the parents. Ain't no... I'm here to tell you, bruh. Ain't no way on... I don't care if the producers... I don't care if ABC said, Hannah, you gotta bring a brother to the top 3. Ain't no way that's happening. Mom, Dad, here in the deep south of Alabama, your 24-year-old daughter who is in her peak sexual prime, meet Jermaine. Fuck, no, that shit ain't happening. Fuck out of here with that. Some producer said she's got black dudes got to make the top 3. That producer got fired. I'll tell you that right now. Wade Senator agrees. And it's not, listen, man, it's not that black men are any more or less valuable than white men, right? White men and black men, we both have our strengths and weaknesses, etc., etc. This is the sexual marketplace. All things being equal, black women, white women, they all prefer white guys. All of them do. The Bachelorette, Rachel Lindsay, you know she wasn't picking a brother. She could be with any nigga she wants to. No, she picked a white boy. Brian Abasolo wasn't even a white boy, and she didn't even end up with the dude she really wanted to be with. She actually ended up settling. And oh, by the way, they haven't gotten married yet, have they? They haven't gotten married yet. I predicted that she was not going to marry Brian Abasolo. Still waiting on that. Still waiting on that, their wedding. So, good to have you guys in tonight. David C. said, Mom, Dad, this is Jamal. Oh, shit. I can see it now, man. They walk into that motherfucker with the goddamn cameras, and her father, dude, I'm going to tell you what. Her father, he wouldn't even give a damn about the camera. Turn those cameras off. What do you think about Jermaine? I don't get that nigger out of my house. Who is this nigger? Get this boy out of here. My daughter is not marrying any niggers. Get him out of here. Cancel the show. I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna have a nigger son-in-law. We laugh and we chuckle, but listen, I lived in North Carolina, guys, for the better part of 20 years. I'm here to tell you, man, they raised king. But Donovan, what about Devin? Her dad is cool with you. Yeah, she's 35. If Devin were 25, shit. Man, this shit. If Devin were 25, I'd still be fucking her, but ain't no way Dad would be cool with your boy Donovan. He'd be cordial, he would not be cool. Let's not get it twisted. Let's not get it twisted. I will not have any niggers in my family. And listen, I make Devin very uncomfortable when I start using the N-word. Like when I say nigga, kind of bothers her, but when I say nigger, there will be no niggerdom in my house. Go get Billy, go get Zed, and get the rope. We're gonna have us a lynching tonight. No niggers allowed. Charles Caballero, very, very good. See you in here. Charles Go Bear MMA says, I'm from Texas. Completely agree, bro. Man, I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm trying to tell you. Oh, here we go. Wait, this is CBS. We need to turn to ABC. Oh, is this it? Oh, this is CBS. No, this is ABC. Hold up. All right. No, this is it. We're good. All right, guys. We are T-minus 2 minutes away from The Bachelorette. Simon B says demonetized. I don't have this shit. Man, I don't have this shit monetized in the I don't even have a Google AdSense account. Not yet, anyway. Right. 59 people watching this evening. Slade Senator says he lived in South Carolina for 3 years. I know exactly what you're talking about. David C says he wants to clip that audio file and play it during the Redman Groups. I will not have any niggers in my house unless you're cooking and cleaning. David C, yeah. Dude, we got our window open. It's actually cool out here in Philadelphia.